Welcome, everyone, to the CNR 2026 NBA Draft live. We're going to be joined by the whole crew. Can't wait. Why am I wearing a Cooper Flag jersey is going to be the number one question, but it's because I'm from Maine and Cooper Flag, number one overall pick last year. I have another jersey to put on later for the Celtics pick, but we got to rep Cooper Flag at first. The first pick going to pop up. So we are going to be excited for that. But Daniel should be hopping in soon. Carl, we're going to see Andrew in here, David, probably even Tommy. So might have the whole crew in here at some time. But super excited for this draft. A lot of great talent in here. AJ DeBansa, you got Darren Peterson, you got Cam Boozer, Caleb Wilson. That's just some of the top four right there. You have Cameron Carr in here. You have a person I've been saying who is underrated is what's his face? I can't think. Terrace Reed. I'm hyped for this. Can't wait. Repping the backwards Cooper Flag jersey. We can't show the Mavs. We gotta just rep Flag. Last year's pick. Maybe we'll do a video about my reaction because we are live, but we are joined really quick, about to be joined by Daniel Miguel, as he's going to be the first one to join it. We'll be queuing him in a second. And we're 2 minutes away from draft time. So, Daniel, welcome.
Hey.
Welcome. 2 minutes away from draft time. How we feeling, Daniel? This is going to be a fun live tonight. We're going to have a lot of talks. We'll get into the Giannis stuff a little bit, even though we talked about it a lot last night. But I know you're repping the Celtics. Should I reveal my Celtics jersey for later in this podcast live, or should I keep it a surprise?
I think you should keep it a surprise.
All right, that's fair. Yeah, but we're going with the Cooper Flag. We're a couple minutes from the first overall.
He's a future Boston, so he's a future Bostonian. So
exactly.
Yeah.
And I like the blue. I can't lie. So people might flame me tonight, but this is a main guy. So I'm addressing that first. But we'll start this off. Who are your predictions? Who's going number one overall? Are you going AJ?
I'm going AJ. At first I was gonna go Cooper. I mean, not Cooper, but Boozer. But I think as an overall player, you gotta go AJ. And then I think I have Boozer either second or third.
Over Darren? Over Darren Peterson?
Yeah, definitely over. I personally don't think Peterson is all that. He's gonna be a top 10.
That's a hot take.
He's gonna be a top 10, but I think there's been a lot of stories recently, not recently, but during the season about just the way he went about this season. Yeah. Sitting in important games or just like sitting early or like those kind of stories where like he sits the fourth quarter to like I forgot. I keep forgetting what the exact story is, but after hearing those stories, I've just been like, yeah, I can't really trust this guy. I can't really like be a fan of him with the stuff he's been doing. I think there are times where he's been sat on purpose against good teams or something like that, or something. I can't remember exactly, but he's still gonna be a top 10. But I don't see Peterson as a top 3.
That's fair. So I'm gonna give a little thing of what we're gonna do. Basically, what we're gonna do is discuss the draft picks and some of them that we don't know a lot about or whatever. We'll talk about other topics. But
I just realized I have Peterson third. So I have him going third, but I do have Boozer second.
So this is the year where it's like the top 4 could all go number 1. Realistically, I don't think that's what's gonna happen. I think it's either AJ or Peterson. But anything could really happen. But I'm excited for this, Daniel. We're gonna be playing the audio in the background as well, so you guys will be able to hear who is getting drafted. We're gonna have a lot of fun. Go into it. Right now, they're showing the Knicks championship parade. But we're queuing in to Barclays Center for the NBA draft.
Also, I wanted to say the only reason I have Boozer second is because of that Duke glaze. I just feel like the NBA glaze is Duke guys, and seeing as he was the best player on that Duke team, it just makes sense that he's going to be a high pick. So that's why I have him second. And he's also good. He is a good player. I will say that.
Yeah. Do you know how many picks the Celtics have tomorrow night?
I think. No, I have no clue. I just know 27 and 40. That's all I know.
Oh wait, we have 27 and 40.
Yeah, we have 27.
Okay,
and 40.
so we'll have a pick tomorrow then. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Definitely,
All right.
definitely have one.
That's good to know. So yeah, I'm hyped for this. I do agree with you. I think AJ goes first. Just his superstar mentality and ceiling. Again, everyone after this go check out our draft special we did with PJ Hoops. But he said this, and I agree. I think obviously AJ has superstar in his blood and in his DNA, but Cam Boozer is a guy who I think could implement winning fast. And I think Washington, like, I don't know, like, it would be crazy if he just a shock, but I think Shams even tweeted it earlier that the Wizards are going with AJ, but we'll see officially. We're not doing any Shams talk on here unless he tweets a trade.
Exactly.
But Daniel, I'm excited. It's 8:00 right now, so I believe they're on the clock. Even though I'm just seeing ads right now, but we're turning it up. We'll hear.
They're actually not on the clock yet. It hasn't officially started yet.
Geez. Yeah. So first of all, yeah, I haven't seen on the clock. But first you start NBA games 10 minutes late.
Yeah.
And now you're starting the draft 3 minutes late.
The NBA is not on time with almost anything.
I think we're about to tune in though. Hold on.
Future starts here.
Yeah, so we're getting there. We're right about to be on the clock. I'm excited for this draft. I'm excited to see who the Celtics go for.
There's a lot of names in this year's draft. I think this is like one of the most surprisingly good drafts in a while.
We have Adam Silver out here.
Good evening.
What do we got?
And welcome to the 2026 NBA Draft. Last week, just a few miles from here, more than 2 million people filled the streets of Lower.
Oh, he's talking about the NBA championship.
Yeah, it's going to be a little while until they actually start it, because there's going to be a whole lot of yapping before the Wizards get a chance to like even be on the clock.
Yeah, let's get this settled before, like, I know we'll obviously get into this a lot, but I'm seeing on Twitter via Sham Sharania, the Celtics are listening to Jaylen Brown trade offers from teams less than 30 minutes before the draft. That was 23 minutes ago, but I haven't heard anything yet, and we'll keep Shams open this whole time just in case we hear anything. But Daniel, do you believe the latest on do you believe that Jaylen Brown gets traded tonight? Hot take.
Not tonight, but I definitely do think he gets traded at some point this summer. I don't know what I don't know what the deadline is, or if there's a deadline on when he can be traded, but just based off these Giannis rumors, I don't think the relationship right now is good between JB and why am I blanking? What's our GM's name? Brad. I don't think their relationship is that solid right now, just off of these rumors and the Celtics looking to get him out of Boston. So I do think eventually he's just going to pack it up. Obviously, as a Celtics fan, don't get me wrong, I'll be happy if it doesn't happen. You know, another few seasons with JT and JB, maybe the extension comes as well if he does end up staying. But I think just based off recent rumors, I do think we're still looking for, like you said, we're still, seeing if there's any offers out there for him. And again, there's a chance nothing happens, but I think there's a higher chance of something happening with him. And if I was on last night's live, I would say this, that I think the top team right now I'm looking at is one we've talked about before, the Nuggets. I think that's the only team I see us getting something worth it with Jamal Murray. I would like to see him in Boston. And I don't know how the financials would work with that, but I do think that's kind of the only team that I'm interested in talking to about GB, but that's about it. If it doesn't happen with the Nuggets, then I don't think I don't think there's anyone else out there that it can be like a 50-50 kind of thing, like we're getting something in return for giving them JB.
Yeah, I saw something today about Evan Mobley. Someone, I think NBC or someone put that on there. That's an interesting one that you kind of, I don't know if you turn to it, but the Wizards are on the clock, and again, we'll get into JB a lot more. But yeah, I think it's tough. I don't think JB gets traded. Hot take. I really don't, and I hope not. I love Jaylen Brown, and I want him to be a Celtic for the rest of his career, and I want his name in the rafters one day, his jersey.
Also, I would say this: I also don't want him to leave, and if he doesn't get traded this offseason, I don't think it's ever going to happen. Like, if it doesn't happen this season, it's going to happen like once Brad leaves, or like one of those things where it's like nearing the end of his career or something. But other than that, I don't think JB is leaving until Brad leaves.
Yeah, I agree. Daniel, I'm curious. They have 2 minutes and 31 seconds left. I'm shocked that we got Carl. Hold on, we'll wait for him. But we're gonna have Carl on. Hopefully we see him before they make the first overall pick in the NBA draft. I'm super excited for this. And yeah, I agree. I think, again, David and I called earlier, and we were thinking maybe a contract extension fixes that patch. Carl, welcome to the NBA draft. As we're doing a special, I know I have the Cooper flag up here. We're a minute and 50 seconds away from the first pick. Who you got going number one?
Number one.
Oh, yeah, the pick is in. Who do you got though?
AJ.
All right, the pick is in. We'll
turn got it off in time.
We'll turn on the audio when he comes in. But the pick is in. All right, so we're all going AJ, right?
I'm surprised that they took a surprise. Like they took a long time for this, and I'm kind of iffy now about who they're going.
Watch it be Peterson. Watch it be Darren Peters.
They took way too long to make that fake.
And the one I want for them though, I want them to get Cam Boozer. I really think he fits their team a lot more.
He's a forward, right?
Yes.
Okay. I think it'd be good for him. I think he could develop a little. I mean, I think he could develop a lot behind AD if they do end up sticking with him and riding with him for next season. I think that'd be a cool duo to see.
Oh yeah, like you implement him in there with Trae Young as well. Like Alex Sarr, like that's a dirty lineup. But I think whoever you add in there, like you add in an AJ too, I think he fits right in the mix too. Do you guys agree though?
Yeah, I agree.
Whoever they pick number one is a good pick. Like there's four really, really good players above the rest. And even if they went with Caleb Wilson, I think like he's a good pick too. Oh, here we go. All right, we're waiting. Hold on. We'll wait till Adam Silver goes out there officially. I'm not looking at X or anything. I'm looking strictly at this. All right. We're waiting. But super excited. They keep showing AJ. They keep panning to Boozer. Oh, there's Peterson. Are you guys watching it too?
Nah, I'm actually not.
Okay, so
pull it up on my phone.
I could pull it up on my phone as well. Yeah.
I'll have you guys with it though. Cam's smiling a lot, I have to say. Cam's smiling a lot. Maybe a sneaky pick. But we're at 8-10 and there's still no pick. Come on, we gotta hurry this up. The pick is in. Go show them. I'm tired of seeing the reporters up here. I'm ready to hear the pick, aren't you guys?
Same here.
All right. But yeah, AJ, I think he's a strong pick for the Wizards. Oh, here we go, Adam Silver.
With the first pick in the 2026 NBA draft, the Washington Wizards select Anise DeBansa Jr.
Wow. I
I
didn't
was like,
expect.
hey, I never heard of that player. It's like,
I
oh,
know.
know with the government.
I didn't expect
What I
him.
did with the government, I was like, "Who's that?"
I agree. I expected to go AJ DeBanso. Like I did not expect that one, guys. I know we all look shocked for a second. Wait, we're gonna have to.
Yeah, who is that? That must be someone who's supposed to be like in the 20th pick or something like that.
like, is this kid Wemby and we never heard of him?
I know, what player is this? We're like,
Yeah,
all
it's
right.
like Nisei Devonta, and I was like, "Whoa,
Wait, what?
I know, it's like we were like, oh, like maybe like if we went, all right, a Cam Boozer, whoever, but that was a crazy, like I've never heard his full name, so I was like,
Yeah, me either.
I was like, they just picked some foreign player, like they just picked a random foreign player out there. But AJ is the first pick in the NBA draft. How you guys feel about him going to Washington? Do you guys like the fit? He pairs up with Trae Young and Anthony Davis, along with Alex Sarr on that team. Great team, and I have to say, I see them looking a lot like the Hornets last year, but even better, kind of. You have AD, Trae Young, and now you just implemented AJ DeBonsa, who I think could even be a franchise player for them. Like he's going to be their franchise player. He's having the same hype that Cooper Flagg had last year. I mean, I think this is a big, huge pick, and I think this is the Wizards. Gotta watch out for them. I'm gonna say it. You gotta watch out for the Wizards. That's my hot take of this draft. You gotta watch out for the Wizards. But what do you guys
have one question? Maybe this says that I don't know ball, but what's his position, or naturally at BYU?
At BYU,
I'm thinking 3 right now, but I don't know.
I just want to confirm. I know I didn't really do a ton of research on him because I was like, Celtics aren't really picking a night what he is, but let me just confirm. Small forward. That's what I thought. Yeah.
Because I'm pretty sure he slides right into that starting lineup, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
Because they have
Alex Sarr is your center.
Sarr's at the 4.
Sarr would be at the 5, right?
AD would be at the 4.
Yeah, AD would be
at the 4. Yeah.
And then AJ is in there. Oh, the pick is in for the Jazz now too. So
that was faster than the Wizards.
I know. But yeah, you have Trae Young at the 1. Who do you have do you have Koulibaly or something like that, or Bud Carrington?
Bud Carrington, if I had to guess. Or I would say it's between him and Koulibaly. They might just do like switch here and there just to see which one fits more. But I think off of first glance, I'd say Bud Carrington.
Yeah. Carl, what do you have about that pick?
Yeah, I think this is a pretty good situation for him. We talked about how the Wizards are shaping up to potentially be one of the best teams coming out of the Eastern Conference. And I feel like this is a great way to start off, a rookie year. I feel like this is somewhat reminiscent to what the Celtics did, going into the 2018 season, where you had veterans, where you had individuals there with championship experience, having them, of course, being the ones to carry, in this case, of course, Trae Young and AD. And then in the future, you guys just said it, AJ DeBansa is going to be that main guy, to come up and really lead the Wizards in some way, shape, or how. And it isn't, of course, just because of, AD and Trae, being the ones to really help out this team, but of course, a really young core that they have. So great situation for this very young player.
Yeah, well said. Who do you guys?
If you guys did that, that's another number 1 pick from New England. So just sort of put that out there. That's a really good piece of that's a good known fact.
Yeah. Who do you guys want to lock in for number 2 really quick? Oh, wait, hold on. We might have Adam Silver might be walking out. Just say one. I'm going Darren Peterson.
I'm going Boozer.
Boozer as well.
Oh, all right. So no Peterson.
Also, the Jazz picks isn't in yet. I don't know if I'm
no. Yeah, it says pick is in. I think you're behind.
Oh, okay. All right.
Yeah, so we'll listen to mine, and we'll go with it. So shut yours right off, Daniel. We don't need any spoilers.
No,
I find Dr.
I'm
Tremendous weird as well.
So we'll just go with mine, and we'll have the music. I was just saying, I thought it was interesting how they were panning to the big three back and forth, like at the beginning. I thought that was interesting, but we'll hear it. The pick is in. So you guys both are going Boozer. I'm going Darren Peterson. You guys have I'll cut you guys off when Adam Silver comes up, but do you guys have a reason for Cam Boozer? I mean, he's a win now player too. Like I said with Washington, like you pair him up with Jaren Jackson Jr. and their core that they have over there with George and everyone. Like they, oh, here we go.
And he just walked over. But let's get the pick officially.
Here we go.
NBA Commissioner Adam Silver.
With the second pick in the 2026 NBA Draft, the Utah Jazz select Darren Peterson.
Wow. So
Like,
Darren Peterson.
Jazz, they feel like they just.
Darren Peterson.
I'll say this. I don't think, because I personally think Boozer's the better player. He did have, I think he just had the better stats overall and played more games as well. I think that's a really interesting factor because Boozer played way more games than Peterson. Peterson only played 23 games in the season. But yeah, Boozer does have better stats all around. But I just think that the Jazz picked Peterson because he fits the system better. I don't think it says anything about who's the better player. I think the Jazz are a team that have a lot of bigs right now, and I think they just went with another guard just because I think right now for guards, the only thing that comes to mind is Collier, who was the pick 2 years ago. I can't remember. No other guards are coming to mind, but I think they come up as a team who's who's short on guards or guards that play like Peterson. So I think it makes more sense for the Jazz to pick him than Boozer.
Yeah.
Him and Keontae George, basically the only guards on
Right.
the team.
Why did I forget about him? He's good. Yeah.
No, I get you. Yeah, it's mainly just big men on that team.
Yeah.
I know. You know, they can have a good squad too. Pairing him up with Lowry Marketing, Walker Kessler, like they could have a good team next year.
Mm-hmm.
That's kind of like pairing them up with Darren Peterson too, who has that superstar DNA in him.
Ace Bailey as well, who's come up really good in his
Yeah.
rookie season. He's been amazing as well. So this is another sneaky good team with Jaren Jackson Jr. being one of the vets considered on that team as well.
Yeah, I agree. That could be like a. Where do you guys see their ceiling? Do you guys see them a playoff team or like a play-in tournament? Play-in tournament team.
I think maybe play-in tournament, but I still feel like it's too soon. I don't think they're at the same spot as the Wizards. I feel like the Wizards I'd see as a play-in / playoff team. But I think for the Jazz, I think it's just a little bit too soon to say. They do have the players to kind of make the play-in, but I just think it's too soon to tell.
Yeah. I completely agree. Who do you guys have in going number 3 though? We gotta go Cam Boozer here, right?
Yeah, at this point,
Yeah. Definitely Boozer.
I would be shocked if they went a Caleb Wilson, but we'll see. We'll see. 2 minutes.
But again, it just comes down to who they need, you know.
Does a Cam Boozer fit their criteria though for right now? I think he does.
I'm pretty sure he does. Yeah, he does. They don't have that many. When you look at their big lineup, or like bigs lineup or forwards, they don't really have anyone like screaming out. No one, not many people catching my attention right now as I'm looking at the squad. So it does look like it's going to be Boozer.
Yeah, you think too though. They have Cedric Coward from last year. They have John Morant. You add in a Cam Boozer in there. And they have Zach Edey. Who else did they have? I'm blanking on it. But
G.G. Jackson II, he's also a really good player. Jalen Wells. Like Cam Spencer as well. Yeah.
You think with them picking, if they pick Boozer though, I think we're about to see Adam Silver. You think if they pick Boozer, though, you think John Morant leaves this offseason? Hot take. We could get into that after as well, but what do you guys think about that? You know what's so weird? I just noticed, sorry, I know I'm getting off topic, but there's a whole room to the left of the screen, and that's so funny. Hold on, Shams alert.
See Darren Peterson himself on Saturday for a private visit in Canton, Ohio. The two sides sat down, talked about his mentality, his mindset, his excitement.
Oh, all right. I was nervous. I was like, oh my gosh, are we doing like a trade? It scares me. I'm on edge right now about the whole Jaylen Brown stuff. I'm not gonna lie.
I'm just going to give my answer now. I do think Ja leaves either way.
Okay, that's fair. Do you think so, Carl?
Yeah, I think so. I was going to say he goes to the Heat, but right now the Heat have nobody to give up for Ja Morant right now, I don't think.
Getting the roster.
Yeah. So yeah, I don't think he goes to the Heat, but it's very tough to see where he does go because I feel like a lot of teams already set in that position. So it's really interesting to see who might end up landing him.
Yeah. You guys,
There's also a small chance where he does end up staying, but I personally just think his time in Memphis is over.
I agree.
Especially like if he does want to like get a chance to win a ring, I don't think it happens right now with the Grizzlies. I think it should have happened on that team like 2-3 years ago before they got rid of Brooks and all those guys. But right now I think it's too late for him on that Grizzlies team.
No, I agree. I want to stop hearing the rumors about Ja to Boston, though. I don't like that.
Yeah, who said? Well, no.
It's just I'm not gonna get into it, but I heard something about it, and I'm like, nah. Like this guy's probably averaging at this point in his career 16 points a game.
Yeah.
Like honestly, I like David's take about Zion more than I like John Morant to Boston. Like, oh, here we go.
Here we go.
With the third pick in the 2026 NBA Draft, the Memphis Grizzlies select Cameron Boozer from Duke University.
There we go.
I'm actually ahead right now, so I'm going to try to be as quiet as possible about my reactions and all that.
Jeez, just turn it off, Daniel. React with us.
I like being ahead. It just gives me like a little bit more of anticipation, but I will try to not say anything about it.
Boo, boo, boo. Turn it off. Turn it off.
So we're on agreement he's taking over for Ja?
Yeah.
I would say so.
I think so. I think this is the beginning of the rebuild.
I agree. Yeah, I think, I like Cam Boozer and Cedric Coward, but I look at them, it's like, do those two, can those two start a new era in Memphis, do you think? Like, could you build around a Cam Boozer and a Cedric Coward? But you trade Ja, you're going to get pieces, though, but it's like, who are you going to get a lot for Ja, though? It's like, maybe this is a building project where you don't get like a win now player for Ja. You more so get future picks, which, they're definitely pick heavy. You saw the Desmond Bain trade. Like this team is definitely set for a rebuild, and it's like just see who you get for Ja. I don't think
I also forgot they have Walter Clayton Jr., who they traded for earlier in the season. That's also a really good rebuild piece as well.
How high do you think his ceiling though is? Do you see him like a bench player, or where do you see him as well?
I think right now, because he had kind of a underwhelming season with the Jazz, which I think plays into why he got traded. I think right now I see him as a bench player, but he's another one of those where you just go watch that dunk he had against the Celtics, and in a few years, my opinion could change on him. But yeah, that one dunk on the Celtics when we played the Jazz, I think that said a lot about who he is and how athletic he is, and kind of his ceiling.
All right, I want to give you guys a hot take. I think I know a place for Ja to go to. Hear me out. I feel like they should trade Ja to the Bulls, and then you get a Rob Dillingham in there, and then like Noah Sengay. I don't know. I feel like maybe a couple picks in there because think about it. You add Jaw to the equation with Bucelas, Josh Giddey, and Nick Claxton. That could be kind of a dirty team. Hot take. Hot take.
I think because of the contract, that's not enough for Ja. I think they'd want either Giddy or one of those other guys, but I don't think Esenge and Rob Dillingham are going to be enough to satisfy the Grizzlies.
Okay,
And Giddey
but
might
what?
be on the move too.
What was that?
And Giddey might already be on the move too. He might be moved over.
Right.
To Eagles.
Yeah.
There's rumors over there.
All right. Well, what if you did Giddey? What if you did Giddey and those two players? How would you guys like that?
That's not bad. That's not bad at all. I'd assume the Grizzlies that would have to throw in a pick in there, a pick or two to satisfy the Bulls. But I think that's a good deal for both.
Because then you just get younger. You get I'm gonna say I think Ja is a cancer for the Grizzlies. I really do.
Yes.
Like I'm just straight up saying it. Like, oh, the pick is in. We'll talk about that in a second, but I really think he's a cancer for the team. I think he's holding them back of their true potential, especially with picks in a full-on rebuild. I was really shocked when they traded Jaren Jackson Jr. over Ja last trade deadline. I know. I was like, what are we doing?
To the Jazz as well, of all teams.
Of all teams. I know. Like, you would think, like, if I'm the Celtics, I'm making a deal for Jaren Jackson Jr. last year. Like, it just wasn't known that Triple J was on the move like that. Like, that was so hidden. That was a punch in the face. That was interesting for sure. But the Bulls pick is in. I'm going Caleb Wilson. You guys agree with me on this one? I don't know. Like, I don't see them doing anyone else really in this one. What do you guys think?
I'm gonna guess. I want to say like either Lebaron Philon or I don't know how to pronounce his name, but I think like one of those names. But
wow, no Caleb Wilson.
I don't know. I don't think so. But honestly, yeah, I'll go Caleb.
Because you have to think like it's these four players, and then it doesn't go like a big drop, but it's like high up and then it drops a little bit. I mean, and you think they can't be getting another guard, right?
Yeah. It's Caleb.
Yeah. Are you locking that in too, Carl?
I'll take one more guess and then I'll just bandwagon because I don't know too much of the class here. I'm gonna go with Mora.
Oh.
Yeah, because they again too many guards for that team. You're gonna need a big man, and that's a very solid big man for you.
Yeah, I'm going Wilson.
I don't think it was that high, but he's another good.
He's not even in the what do they call it?
Projected?
What was that?
Projected?
No, he's projected like second round.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That's shocking.
Oh, here we go.
With the fourth pick in the 2026 NBA Draft, the Chicago Bulls select Caleb Wilson
Yep.
from the University of North Carolina.
Good pick.
A big market.
Yeah.
Fit for Caleb.
I think that helps a lot. You pair him up with Nick Claxton. What he plays the 4, right? I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, he's the 4.
From what I heard, yeah.
You pair him up with Nick Claxton. I think that's dynamic. And
Marcel is at the 3 as well. That's a really big team right now. It's just looking like you have a 6'8" 3, and then you have Caleb at the 4, and then Claxton at the 5.
And you have, if which it looks like they're probably going to sign Simons back. That's not a bad team, you guys.
Right.
That's really not like I don't definitely. I put Washington over there. I put Charlotte over them, but that's not a bad team. I mean, Caleb Wilson adds a great level of defense to your team, and adding him in the mix helps tremendously. So I'm all for that.
I also feel like for a team like the Bulls, the rebuild has already started. They're already like a year or two into the rebuild, if I'm not mistaken already. But I think this is a good piece to kind of like establish them and move them away from the rebuild onto like the new team now, the future.
Right.
Yeah, without a doubt. So, the next pick is going to be the Clippers, and then after you see number 6, the Brooklyn Nets. Where do you think Darius Acuff gets drafted? I personally, I think I think he's the next best player, but it's like, do the Clippers want to go after another guard after they have Darius Garland? It's like,
I mean, you get a bench guard as a rookie, which as a rookie, it's still not that bad at all.
and you could have him play the 2, right? Or you
Yeah,
could
you can have play right
start
now
the
for
2.
guards. They actually don't have much. I'm looking at it right now. They might go a guard actually because they have, let's see, Chris Dunn, obviously Garland, Benedict Mathurin at the 2, Kobe Sanders,
Yeah.
Bogdan Bogdanovic, Cam Christie. Yeah, Bradley Beal as well is
Lopez on the
still under
roster?
contract. I'm so surprised.
What was that, Carl?
Isn't Brook Lopez still part of the roster, or was he moved?
He retired, right?
Wait, stop.
Brooke? I don't think
Quiet
so.
retirement? Hold on.
I saw it the other day. I'm pretty sure Brooke Lopez retired. Why is everyone getting
What?
shocked when I say this too? I saw a post. Maybe he didn't. Like,
No,
I don't think he did. I personally think he has a few more years.
retire. Let's look.
Nothing. Hold on.
Yes, Brooke Lopez officially announced retirement in his, from the NBA. See, I've been saying this, and everyone's shocked when I say it.
When did this come out?
What? When did this happen?
Am
Because
I?
I'm looking it up right now, and it says he's part of the. He's still in the Clippers.
Yeah, it says that, but
In mid 2026, following their planned loss to the Golden State.
What?
is he not retired?
I'm so confused right now.
I'm seeing like something about it, but like not. Huh.
Huh? I don't know.
No.
I guess not. I guess not. My bad.
He did
No,
retire.
that's not.
Yeah.
That's not on you.
All right.
He's not retired. He's not retired.
Let's not talk about that. But anyways, I think they need to move off of Bradley Beal, though. I agree, Daniel. I think Bradley Beal is
But
a guy.
I do think they need another guard. I'm looking at this team right now. They do need more bigs as well, though, because with Brook Lopez is really it. Him, Derek Jones Jr. maybe, and there's another big I'm missing, John Collins and Kawhi, obviously. But in terms of fours or like centers, they need a lot more.
I can't believe Batum is still in the league. I'm just looking at the roster. And Chris Dunn, it's like, damn, they have an old team. You think, though,
Another New England legend.
Yeah.
This is really a team right now that needs someone in all positions. I'm looking at this team right now, and because of how old they are, all of them are, they need some life in every position. So it's really hard to figure out where they go from here and who they pick.
Yeah. So I'm seeing Keontae Wagner. He's showing up on the screen. I don't know if they're gonna pick him though. I think Acuff is still a really good pick too. I agree. I'm getting to the part where I'm not knowing the draft as much. I'm not gonna lie.
I still know a lot.
All right, so Daniel's gonna carry us the rest of the way.
Yeah, I know a lot because I made it a mission for this past year or two to like finally dive into college basketball because before last year, you could not tell me who was like to name 4 players in the top 10 or in the top 20. I'd be like, wait, who? I'd be so confused. But I made a personal mission to get in touch with college basketball, and I have this past year. And so I'm proud of myself for knowing a lot of these names.
Yeah, no, without a doubt. Well, Daniel's carrying us through this. Joffer. Oh wait, I hope he's still in here. Here we go. Hold on.
The pick is in.
We'll talk about this after.
With the 5th pick in the 2026 NBA Draft, the LA Clippers select Keaton Wagler from the University.
Keaton Wagler. I butchered that. So that's interesting. So Acuff, you have to think he's projected to either go to the Kings, but it'd kind of be interesting if he went to Brooklyn. But they have so many guards. It's like, do they really want to add Acuff as well? Daniel, you're muted. You muted yourself again.
Yeah, my laptop was being so slow because I clicked the button like 4 times and it's just muted, unmuted, muted, unmuted. But yeah, I don't think they go for another guard, and especially after losing Claxton, I think they're going to go heavy on bigs.
Yeah, I agree, because Randall now doesn't play the 5.
Yeah,
I want to specify this really quick. I don't think just Rob. I think you add on picks as well. I think you add on picks and Asenge as well is in there. And then I don't know. I just think they need to move off of him. And it's like, what really is the value for John Morant? And this is interesting.
Yeah.
Triple J for JB. I'm not doing that, but it's like, all right, is that
no?
Yeah.
No, like if we're
they're
not,
so unevenly matched.
But it's interesting. But listen, I think this is interesting though, because it's like, all right, now you have an unhappy JB. I'm not saying yes for this. Like, I just want to keep JB, but it's like, does that really even solve? And I mean, he plays the 5. It's like, but I don't think that solves your problems. I think if you didn't get Giannis, then Triple J is not going to be the next best thing, you know?
Yeah, I agree.
What? All right.
Conversation before too about picking up Triple J.
Carl, I have a question for you. I saw this earlier. How would you feel Evan Mobley for Jaylen Brown trade?
No.
I agree. If we're not doing Giannis, then what's the point of doing a Evan Mobley trade? But it's like, if you add in other assets, like, again, I really don't want them to trade JB. Like, I really don't. I'm just hoping he doesn't end up demanding a trade. That's what's scaring me. That's where I'm at right now too. I'm scared that if he ends up demanding a trade, I don't like that whatsoever. And that's what I'm nervous about, not going to lie. Like, I'm nervous about that because you have to admit, I mean, I've been like stalking his story all day. Is he going to post something like a weird take or something? But it's just been his clips of him running. I'm nervous though. I'm nervous. But Triple J for JB, I'm saying no on that. I really am. I don't think Triple J is nowhere near JB's value, but it's like, if he demands a trade, are you guys accepting that though? Or do you think there's better on the market than Triple J? But I don't even think but you think about it. I mean, Danny Ainge is a big Brown guy. I mean, he was in the organization when Brown got drafted. Maybe he would like ask for that, but I think there's better options than Jaren Jackson Jr. if it ever came down to it. You know what I mean?
Yeah. There's certainly better options, I think, than Triple J. I think, obviously, I'd want GB not to get traded, but if he does, I'd want it to be for someone who's worth it on some level, like someone that's really going to change things up on the team, and I don't think Triple J is that kind of player.
Yeah. Carl, you don't look happy about it. I agree. Let's shut down the JB trade talks, because I don't want JB to get traded. I'm just keeping it a buck. I don't think he will. If he survives tonight, you guys, I really think JB, I feel like the next thing that we're going to be talking about is JB contract extension. And I really think he's going to be on the Celtics. But looking for the next best things, Acuffs is up there. Fleming's, you have Michael Brown Jr. in there, and then you have the center from Michigan. I think for that.
Oh, Yaxel, that's another name.
That might be the way that Brooklyn kind of goes, low key. Mara, is that how you say it? Mara? I hope not.
Yeah.
They might go with Mara right here, because you think about it, they traded Claxton. They need a 5 now, because who do you have Dayron Sharp there? Who else do you have there in Brooklyn?
I can look that up right now.
Nets roster.
Probably like one other young guy.
Yeah, because you have
Danny Wolf as well, who is like
he's
still,
a 4
in
though.
his second year or something.
Right. Yeah, that's why I was referring to. He's a young one.
I think the thing with the Nets is that they ended up going too young, and now it's just like they're in a weird spot right now because the rebuild has started and it has started for a while now. But I think the problem is that they went too young, and I think
Here we
that
go.
might play into why they traded for Randall. It's like, all right.
Right.
With the 6th pick in the 2026 NBA Draft, the Brooklyn Nets select Miguel Brown Jr.
Wow.
from the University of Louisville.
So Acuff's going to the Kings. I think that means Acuff has to be going to the Kings. There's no way he falls to Atlanta.
Okay, I'm seeing a lot of. I did say I knew college ball, but these past 2 picks I know nothing about. I mean, I know Keith Wagler. That's a lie, but I do not know Michael Brown Jr.
See,
that's a new name for me.
I think you'll know better in like the second round, like those.
Yeah,
guys.
I think second round. Yeah.
So.
But I'm surprised that Cuff hasn't gone yet. But now would be the time to go for him. For the Kings.
Acuff, that's where he was projected to. He was projected to go to the Kings. I kept seeing Kings.
They don't have that many guards right now, so it really does make sense.
Yeah. How do you guys feel about this though? Going to the Nets, I think that's good for them. I really do. I think now you pair him with Julius Randle. You know, this team
He's
is
another
young.
guard, which is what I'm confused about.
Yeah, I agree. It's not. So, do you think
I'm really confused on why they did not go for a big?
Yeah, it's interesting because after you moved off of Claxton, you would think they would, right?
Yeah.
How are you feeling though, Carl? I think the Nets are going to be a better team than last year. I still don't think they cracked top 10, but I think they're a lot better than last year, adding Julius Randle in there as well.
Right.
Where are you on them, Carl?
I'd say kind of in a weird position where they are getting better, but I guess their ceiling is like winning maybe 5 more games that they did last season, kind of type deal. Maybe even a couple more. You know what I mean? Because Randall's a good player, sometimes in certain doses and everything, and I feel like he could really help out this team in their future. And they still have MPJ there too, and they could maybe get Austin Reeves. But that's if, everything, falls into place and you're actually able to develop these guys, because you don't really know too much guys from these teams or this team. I can't remember who that one player is. Demon was on the team. I feel like
Igor Demon. Yep.
He's actually one of their better players alongside MPJ. So definitely that is a team that, even though right now is not looking scary, may have to give them, another look in the next couple of years or so.
Yeah, no, without a doubt. I think I look at the Nets and I feel like they're getting young, but it's like it's just so confusing to me. It's like you trade for you get Michael Porter Jr., you have a Julius Randle now. It's like, all right, those are 2 good players, but I don't think they move the needle too much for you, Like, I think they're a better team for sure, but I don't think they're as good. Like, I really don't. I don't think – I agree, Carl. I think they get 5 or 10 more wins, but I don't think this, like, flips it and, all right, boom, they're a playoff winning team. Like, it's just kind of confusing. Like, their rebuild has been so weird. Like, it really has. Like, last year, they didn't trade any of their picks whatsoever. They stacked everyone, and they kept all their picks. It's like, I don't know. But
it's really confusing, yeah.
Yeah. The pick is in for the Kings. I'm going to go Acuff here. Like, this has to be the pick.
This has to be.
Who do I want to go see? I'm gonna pull up the Kings roster really quick too. Kings roster. Let's look it up. Yeah, you have. They're just such an old team. It's like this team should be a good team. You have Russell Westbrook, you have DeMar DeRozan, Sabonis, Zach LaVine, Malik Monk. It's like this is a good team. Keegan Murray. Like you think if they add in an A-Cuff year, like is that the answer? Does that help them? Like they should be a good team. Like I don't get how they did so bad last year. You have Hunter in there. I think
it's also kind of injuries because you look at Zach LaVine and a couple of these other names like DeRozan, they're just like injury prone players. So I think a healthy team, a healthy Kings.
Here we go. Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off, Daniel.
Yeah, it's all good.
Finish your take after.
With the 7th pick in the 2026 NBA Draft, the Sacramento Kings select Darius A-Cuff Jr. From the University of Arkansas.
All right, that's where he was rumored to go, and that's what we've been talking about.
I personally think this is where you start the rebuild for the Kings. I think you get rid of LaVine, you get rid of some of these older guys, like maybe Monk as well. I'm not sure, but this is the right time after getting a cuff to just build this team young again. You have Maxime Renaud, who's been a really good center in his rookie season. Nick Clifford, I think, is another name here, still kind of young. So you have a few young guys. I see you trade for more of a younger team and just start this rebuild because they've been doing nothing for the past few seasons, and I don't know where this team's headed.
Hot take. I think if you're the Celtics, you try to trade with this team. I think you go after Sabonis. I think that would help your center depth if they wanted to. For sure. I know people are mixed on him. There's injuries and stuff. He's one of the most hated players in the league, I gotta say. But I think a Sabonis helps you a lot. And hot take, there were rumors about it last year. I wouldn't mind if we traded for DeMar DeRozan. I think he's older of the player, and it kind of shrinks your, all right, we're trying to get younger, but it's a trade I wouldn't mind, but I don't want necessarily, Like I think out of the players, I would be all for Sabonis. But I agree with you, Daniel. I think this is where the rebuild starts. Like if they can't get it done this year, A-Cuff is a guy who can skyrocket and become such an effective player in the NBA. So I agree. I think if you're gonna rebuild, you should start now, because you get a haul for Sabonis. At least I think.
Yeah.
Zach LaVine, it's like, all right, they didn't really give up a lot for him, but it's like if you reroute him, maybe you could get something else for him. It's like Westbrook, all right, he might be a king till he retires, but it's like Keegan Murray's good. DeRozan. I really think you get still they have Precious Achua. I think that's a guy you get some value for as well. I think he's a player that I still think is competitive. And then you also add in Malik Monk. I think teams like would love Malik Monk. I don't know why, but you slide him into a championship team that wants to win now. I think A-Cuff. I think Malik Monk. You could easily get a couple first round, not maybe like a first round and something else for him. What do you guys think though?
I agree.
Yep. So next,
nothing. Go ahead.
Oh no, yeah, absolutely, yeah. Trading for Sabonis, I would not mind exploring that, but I don't know. Maybe that would probably be an issue because of contracts and just like the money having that trying to work out, and maybe if that doesn't work out, probably go for Precious Achua. I feel like he's coming off of a really good season, despite the fact that team wasn't doing so hot. Yeah, and it's like Daniel said, if the Kings are looking to rebuild now, first thing you got to do is get rid of Zach, get rid of LaVine. He's not really fitting well with the team. He hasn't really fit well with that team for a while. That's one of the big problems for the Kings right now, outside of the injuries, of course, too. So definitely the Celtics should keep their options open with that team, and hopefully, they make the right decision. And yeah, like you said, Griffin, I would not trade for DeMar DeRozan. He's a lot older. The injury just as well there too, and it's just like I don't know. It's like what can you really do with that? So definitely going after young pieces and people who have kind of proven themselves this season helps out. And in Westbrook's case, I wouldn't mind taking him either. I feel like he does bring a lot of energy to teams, you know. But if the Kings were to keep him, which they should, that would be really nice too. I feel like Westbrook is one of those players that basketball absolutely needs in whatever capacity. When I'm hearing that he's not playing this season and then he's now being signed to the Kings, I go from, pretty disappointed to actually very happy. He doesn't have to be the best player on his team anymore. As long as he's there, it's fun for me.
And also, he's at the point in his career where he is improving whatever team he's been on. I was so surprised that the Nuggets didn't keep him because I think he did amazing on that Nuggets team. I think he fit in well with that team, and I was surprised they let him go after one season. But I do really think that he fits in with the Kings, and I wouldn't mind him on a vet minimum. I don't know if that's kind of the contract he's at right now, but if at some point in his career he's up for a vet minimum and he's out of the Kings, I wouldn't mind getting him just, for a year or two before he retires or something. I think he's always going to be one of those players that he might not be as good as he was, but because of that knowledge and because of his prime, he has a lot of knowledge to share to the young guys, and he's a good. I think he could be a good coach. He's kind of like in the Kyle Lowry position right now, where your team is still good,
but better.
And yeah, right. Obviously better because Kyle Lowry's like getting those bench minutes. Meanwhile, Russ is starting on his best day. But yeah, I do think that Russ is a player that any team needs.
I agree, and I think even coming off the bench for the Celtics, like I feel like I wouldn't be opposed to that. Like, agreed. If it's a veteran minimum, like he's a guy that could teach Baylor a little bit more about the game and stuff, or on Harper Jr., you have a lot of young guards on the team. But then we get into the same problem where it's like, all right, Vooch was on the team and like he was supposed to be that veteran, and it's like, did he help necessarily? I don't know. But you guys have anything else on the Kings though before we move over to Atlanta? Yeah. Next up though, the Atlanta Hawks, they have the next pick. I think this is huge for them. I think you're going to add in a young piece as well, and their team just looks great. CJ McCollum just signed an extension, or did he just sign free agency? I think it was an extension though. Back with Atlanta, he was phenomenal for them. You have Jonathan Kuminga in there, who I think was a stud in Atlanta. Jalen Johnson, Dyson Daniels, Risase, Okongwu, Buddy Hield. Okongwu is a guy too I wouldn't mind the Celtics going after just for the bench. I don't know if he would like playing with JB, to be honest, but this is, and you just got Aaron Wiggins too as well, and you have Gabe Vincent, Corey Kispert on this team. This is
I was surprised that OKC gave him up, because I thought it'd be one. Oh, okay.
With the 8th
Sorry.
pick in the 2026 NBA draft, the Atlanta Hawks select Kinston Flemings.
Wow.
I'm surprised you didn't go for a big there, because their big lineup is looking pretty thin. I just looked at the roster. I think they could have used they could have utilized the big in that with that pick, but maybe later on.
I agree, because you have Nickeil Alexander-Walker plays the 2 though. Your real strong point guard is McCollum, but I think adding Flemings though, they went for the next best player in the draft, and he definitely is. You guys, they might I'm saying they might be a good team next year. I forgot that they have Nickeil Alexander-Walker too. Like they might. I think they're hot take. This might be my hot take of the draft. I think I had one earlier too. They might be a top 6 team. I'm not lying.
I personally don't think so.
Really? Really?
I don't.
Not in the NBA, But in the East, I think they're a top 6 team.
Yeah, no, I'm saying in the East as well. I personally don't think so, but with how open the East has been, especially this past year, I wouldn't be surprised. But I just think a couple more chains have to move on this Hawks team for me to really be, big on them. I think I don't know how I feel about Dyson yet because I think he had a down year this past year. So only time will tell how he progresses. But I think Risa Share was a really bad pick for them. And that I think they're kind of just on that mid spot. They're like a mid team in my opinion. I think just a little bit more has to change in this team for me to really be big on them. But I do like the Kuminga piece they got. I think Kuminga's going to be really good for them. And yeah, I don't think they'll be top 6, but I wouldn't be surprised.
Carl, where do you have them? I know we're not even through with all the trades and everything. Oh, Dallas has next pick, by the way. Cooper Flag. They'll be paired up with Cooper Flag. Do you see them on top 6 team though, or probably not?
Looking at the Eastern Conference and with the Hawks being, first round exits to the eventual Knicks, I could see them potentially getting there, being top 6. I'll say, their ceiling. Sorry, at the moment their ceiling is top 7. So playing, but they do find themselves getting into, the NBA playoffs and still finding ways to, further develop because it's like, Daniel said, there's the concern for Dyson Daniels and you don't know how Jalen Johnson is really going to mesh well here too because CJ McCollum was your best player. And although he is really good, consistently averaging 20 points in the league for a while now, he shouldn't really be that guy to lead the team in that way. It should be Jalen Johnson, the guy you invested, everything in after giving up Trae Young. So, there's definitely some concerns there. And, of course, some roster changes happening with the Miami Heat obtaining Giannis and the Celtics still looking to make moves. And, of course, the Knicks, going into this season as the NBA champions and, other teams coming up, maybe even the Wizards potentially being above the Atlanta Hawks. So definitely you got to look at those, sectors and, really think to yourselves, is this team really going to do something more? Maybe, in the next couple of years, they're a top 6, even top 5 team in the East. Right now, I'm going to have them as the playing team.
That's fair. And I think they need to be a healthy team to do anything, they have to be a healthy basketball team. That's just it. The pick is in for the Mavericks, though. They just got a new head coach as well, Dustin May. So a lot of things after Jason Kidd left or got fired, one of the two, I forget. But this is interesting. I mean, he was coached for Michigan, and it's like, all right. There's also a Michigan player up for grabs right now. It's interesting. Do they go with him and kind of get some chemistry going, and then you have Cooper Flag on there? This is an interesting team where I still think that they're in a rebuild. I think the Mavericks, for me at least, I don't see them going crazy still. I don't see what the pick that they make right here. I don't think that's going to move the needle for them. I really don't. I don't know where you guys feel along that lines, but I don't think it's going to help for sure, but I still think you have Klay Thompson, you have Kyrie Irving. It's kind of a Chris Middleton on this team. It's you need to get some young talent to pair around Cooper Flag, and I don't think that's the talent. Call me crazy. I know Kyrie Irving is a good player. Klay Thompson, he's older, but he's all right still. Chris Middleton, he's phasing out of it. But all right, pick is in. So we'll hear this, and then we'll chat about that.
With the 9th pick in the 2026 NBA Draft, the Dallas Mavericks select Morez Johnson Jr.
Morez Johnson Jr. All right, so they went with a Michigan guy.
Morez Johnson Jr. reuniting with his head coach.
I like that for them. I know I've seen him. All right, hold on. You guys talk really quick. I'll look him up because I want to talk about him really
He's
quick.
a big. He's a 4. I think a 4 or 3 last time I checked. So that's a good. I think that's a good pick position wise. I don't know much about the player, but I personally think they should have gone for a guard. You're looking at Kyrie in the later years of his contract and his career. There's not really anyone besides maybe Max Christie that I'm thinking about in terms of guards that could really change that team. So I think they could have gone for a big, but after losing AD, it makes sense to go for. I think they could have gone for guard, but I don't think I'm surprised that they go for big.
Yeah, it's kind of interesting for me too. This was his 2025-2026 season stats. 13.1 points, 7.3 rebounds. It's like I feel like there could have been better at that pick, but
You go Mauer. You could go Mauer on that.
yeah,
Another center or someone else. I think that was a wrong pick for them now that I'm thinking about it. Yeah.
yeah, interesting to see, but that adds some young talent along with Cooper Flag. Can he blossom into a stud in the NBA will be the question. But yeah, I don't know. What do you guys think about the Mavericks as a whole, too, adding him on to the team?
I think the whole thing after losing Luca, I mean, you did get Cooper Flag, but I don't think they're anywhere near to being a good team again. I think it's going to take a whole lot more to kind of like recover from that Luca thing. So I think, yeah, they need to change a lot more about the team to kind of like get back to the level they were with Luca. Getting to the NBA Finals. I don't think I'm going to say those words again for the Mavs in a long time.
Yeah. Where are you, Carl?
I'm still stunned that they did that. Like I get why you got Cooper Flag in the end, but like what? Like, bro, I know this was over a year ago and everything like that, but yeah, this team is really a former shell of itself. AD did not pan out, and he could have, but those injuries really got at him. Kyrie got hurt, and it was just Cooper Flag out there, and he's still having to lead this team and still having to do so with some of these older guys that you had mentioned. Hopefully, they can build around him. Keeping them hard. You can have Derek Lively the second come back because when he was playing alongside Luca, Luca made him look like he was like prime Shaq or something like that, like prime Shaq, prime Dwight Howard with the way that he was playing, especially in that playoff series. So
it's similar to Jackson Hayes right now. The thing going on with Jackson Hayes on the Lakers. Jackson Hayes before this season did not look that good, but this season Luka's thrown some insane lobs to him, and his draft has definitely gone up after this season. So yeah, I agree with you.
no, absolutely, we really need that again from this team, especially those guys, especially on the bigs part two, because yeah, we haven't seen Lively in a while, and Gafford, is still there, but hasn't done much since Luka has left too.
Yeah, I agree. And they just need a healthy Lively too. It's like I don't even believe Lively and Cooper Flag have played together yet. So it could be interesting seeing them two pair up though, I have to say. But yeah, I agree. I don't know why they didn't go for a guard in this position. I think that would have been help. But you think they might be a little bit better next year. Kyrie Irving coming back this season. Lively should be back as well. They might be a little bit better than they were last year. It will be interesting to finally see Cooper Flag and Kyrie play together, though. I have to say that, that's where I am. Next up, though, and I want to switch it up because I'm sure we're going to talk about this for a little bit. The Milwaukee Bucks have the 10th pick, and what is there not to talk about this? Last night, the trade went down. Milwaukee sends Giannis Antetokounmpo to the Miami Heat. In return, get picks, and they get a ton of players. Kel'el Ware and Tyler Hero, I think, being the two studs in that trade, kind of sets the tone for them. They also, but Milwaukee's in a rebuild, and I said this last night too. I really think the rebuild move for the Bucks was to go with the Miami Heat trade. I think these are players that if they don't pan out, like Tyler Hero is totally a movable contract. Like you could totally get off of Tyler Hero. Like people are going to want Tyler Hero. and you could potentially get more for him. And this is more of a rebuild team. I think for me, that prize piece in that Giannis trade was Kalel Ware. I think he's phenomenal, and I think
I'm
he's going to be a
so sorry to interrupt you, Griff, but I don't know, bro. Who said it? Tommy said that the Heat didn't get fleeced. I disagree with that heavily because you give up not only Khalil Ware but also James Jock Jr., who those two guys were probably your best players alongside Bam. So to me, it does not make sense that you give up those guys and like two other players and 5 picks for Giannis and a damn near 40-year-old Bobby Portis. I personally think it was the Heat got massively fleeced, in my opinion. I don't think the Heat should have given up those two guys. I agree with you on Khalil Ware, though. He just had an amazing year. I don't know why, as the Heat, you move on from that. It doesn't make sense to me.
Well, I think that was their way of saying they don't want to trade Bam, and you know, that was their way.
You still bring Khalil Ware in off the bench, maybe though. Like he's still developing. He could have been an amazing bench piece, but as the Bucks, I don't mind it because the Bucks now have, in the span of 12 hours, they've started their rebuild and they're going strong right now.
Here we go. Pick is in. Adam Silver coming out.
With the 10th pick in the 2026 NBA Draft, the Milwaukee Bucks select Braden Burries from the University of Arizona.
Okay, so again,
helping Arizona get to the final.
That's a piece where again they're in the stage of a rebuild now. Adding Braden Burries, I think again he adds young talent to this team. Do I think this team is going to be competitive? Absolutely not. Kyle Kuzma, Ryan Rawlings, and Miles Turner and Tyler Hero lead your team, but I don't think that moves the needle whatsoever for them. But
they were a 30-win team last year. I think they do get a little bit better. I think they're going to be a 40-win team this year, but still not enough to move the needle that much. It's going to take some time for that to settle in.
Yeah, what were your thoughts though, Carl, as we're talking about Giannis right now, about the trade with the Heat? How did you think about that trade for both parties?
Yeah, really looking at it, I think on the Bucks' side, they kind of won that trade. I feel like, not to say that Giannis isn't obviously he's a better player, he's the best player out of this trade, but the Miami Heat gave up a lot of their depth. Which is something that, was a given, in having to pick up Giannis and pick up any other pieces alongside him. And they're at this moment still trying to get the Thanasis over there too to appease Giannis. But it's just one of those things where it's like, we get it. You did what you were supposed to do. But although this does make the Miami Heat a bit better, the depth is going to be the main concern here. They are going to be the best defensive team likely going into this new season. A great, front court there. Just everybody, in that starting five plays really good defense. But
are you talking about Carl? Sorry, I'm a little lost.
The Miami Heat. Yeah, that trade. Yeah. Just in general, it's just like, I don't know. Maybe they have a year or two to actually do something to actually win a championship. I believe we talked about this with David last night, where their ceiling was the Eastern Conference Finals. They can get far, but they need another piece or two, maybe even three, to go ahead and help them out, because depth means a lot, especially in this current day and age in the NBA. You need that depth, and you're not going to be able to compete alongside the likes of a New York Knicks team that just won a championship, or even a Boston Celtics team coming off of what was supposed to be a gap year. You need that depth, and you need to figure it out now.
And this is exactly why I think the Heat got fleeced. Because, hot take, I don't think this Heat team does that much. I don't think it gets much better. You have added Giannis and AD. That's probably the best front court right now in the NBA, sure. But I don't think you do much with this team after losing what you just lost. You lose. I'm still so shocked. Hero, Khalil Ware, and Triple J. those are they maybe weren't going to be started, especially Khalil Ware, but on the bench, those would be good pieces. And I don't think you do much with Giannis right now after losing those guys and 5 picks. I think that this was a wrong move by the Heat, and I don't think it's going to be an immediate change. But like Carl said, you add a little more to this team, it could be different. But you look at it now, what more do they have to add after they just gave up all this for Giannis and Bobby Portis? Like, it sounds like I'm hating on Bobby Portis. Don't get me wrong; he's still a good player, but come on.
Yeah, I agree. Next up, though, the Golden State Warriors have pick 11, and they are on the clock. What are your guys' thoughts on this Warriors team? Because I'm looking at the roster right now: Jimmy Butler, Curry, and did Jimmy Butler go down in the playoffs last year or during the season last year? Like, is he going to be out for a good time, or was that
during the regular
It was
season?
during the season, kind of early on. Not really early on. I'd say like midway, if I'm not mistaken.
So
Somewhere there.
he probably won't be back till later in this season, correct? If at all.
Yeah.
Around Christmas, he got that injury too.
It depends on what the injury was and the recovery process for that injury. I think, was it an ACL or something like that?
That's what I think. I think it was ACL.
Okay, if it was ACL, then yeah, probably mid next season, if I had to guess.
And then not to mention Moses Moody also got hurt.
This Warriors
team and injuries are like have a tight relationship because you have KD is the biggest name you can. KD and Clay. It's surprising how Curry has never had like that kind of severe injury. Maybe he did early in his career. I think early in his career he did have something because of his ankle, I think. But I'm surprised Curry hasn't had like a massive injury in his career on that team because that curse is real, man. You have Clay and KD, Moody, Butler, a lot of other names in the past.
You add in a injury-prone Porzingis in there.
Yeah,
too.
I was just gonna say, for you add in a Porzingis was injured last year, it's crazy. But I think for the Warriors, I think a hot take, in which this might not even be a hot take anymore, but Curry and Draymond have to go. I think if they have any chance of saving the team, they have to go. They've tried adding pieces a lot for this long ass time, and it's gotten to the point where it's not going to work anymore because you don't have much to give besides Curry. Besides Curry, and maybe Draymond, there's not much in this team that you can give. Trading for Butler did help the team, but I think you gotta go for a rebuild for this Warriors team, and for this rebuild to happen. Curry's going to have to leave. I know Curry's probably not leaving, guys, but I'm just saying from a business standpoint, Curry does have to leave for this team to kind of get a rebuild going.
I agree, but I think they're going to give him the loyalty and have him retire a Warrior.
Yeah, obviously. Obviously, they're probably going to do that. And if that does happen, I don't see anything happening with this Warriors team, no matter who they pick. I don't see them going that far with those two guys on the team as well. I also think Podziemski is another guy that might have to go because his time with the Warriors has not gone that well. As I think the one mistake they made was trading Poole instead of Draymond Green.
Oh my gosh,
that was the number one mistake because Poole is Podziemski before Podziemski. He was already cemented as the third Splash Brother. If you move on from Draymond at that time, maybe who knows? Maybe Clay ends up staying. Maybe you do have the third Splash Brother be integrated, and who knows what this team could be with those three guys. But you end up trading Poole, and who's now in a decline with the Pelicans, and it's just a messed up front office in my opinion.
Man.
And then you go for the two old bigs on the Celtics, Al Horford and Porzingis.
Oh, here we go. Sorry.
In the 2026 NFL Draft, the Golden State Warriors select Jackson Vanderbilt.
Okay. I like Yaxel. I think I'm not gonna lie, like I'm shocked. I'm really shocked when I saw the Michigan player. I'm shocked they didn't do Yaxel instead. The
Mara,
Mavericks.
you mean?
What was that?
Are you talking about Mara? Or
No, I like Yaxel. I'm shocked that the Mavericks didn't go with Yaxel. But again, he kind of plays a similar position as Cooper Flag. So I mean that ties in there as well. But Yaxel, I'm not gonna lie, like that's a guy that I think is very, very good and can help the Warriors a lot. Like if we were talking a healthy Warriors team right now, I think Yaxel, you insert him into the lineup, and I think he helps that team a lot more. But it's like this Warriors team is not healthy, and it's like Draymond Green is playing, like, I hate to say this, but he's playing at all-time low right now. Like, like you're not getting the same productivity as you were a couple of years ago. Jimmy Butler, we don't know how he's going to be when he returns. Curry, you're always going to get good productivity from Curry. And then you have Porzingis, another injury-prone guy. But it's like Yaxel is a player where you need him to be around competitive guys. And for me, I just don't think this is a competitive team that, like, this is going to do him any benefits. I think this is a great pick, though. Great pick for the Warriors. Like, I think this was definitely – I'm shocked that the Mavs didn't go with him instead. But I guess, again, I said it, he plays like a similar position like Cooper Flag. So, but interesting. What are your guys' thoughts?
I like the Yaxel pick. I like it a lot. I think I had him going top 10. I'm surprised. Yeah, I'm surprised the Mavs didn't go for him, like you said, Griffin. But I'm also even more surprised that they did not go for a big. I think the Warriors are a team that have been needing a big. You did just Al Horford and Porzingis. I get that, but I guess the 4 isn't that bad of a pick now that I think about it. But I personally think they could have gone for either big or hot take another guard. We've talked about Curry leaving potentially soon, and I think
I don't think Curry's leaving though.
Okay, Griffin. But even if he does not leave this season, he's leaving soon. Like Curry's time in the NBA.
You think he's retiring soon though? How old is he?
I think so.
I have to say though, out of like the older players, he hit, like, obviously LeBron like says it all the time, but he's 41 years old, right? I think Curry is the second player that's like, I'm getting old, man. I'm getting old, like. So how old is Curry though? Isn't he like 36?
36.
Curry right now is 38.
Oh.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. I think
shoot.
2 seasons from now, Curry's done, and maybe he goes on for longer, like Braun, or like that longevity. But I don't see that happening.
He wanted to hit 20 years.
Yeah, I personally think Curry's gone soon. I don't see a future on the Warriors with Podziemski, so I think they could have gone for a guard, a point guard for that team. I think just a breath of fresh air and kind of. I think this would have been perfect for him to develop under Curry and maybe, become the Warriors' next big thing, potentially. But you can get that same kind of title with Yaxel as well, so I don't mind the pick. I just think they could have gone for a guard. But again, I don't mind it.
Because I think they're going to give Curry the honor of retiring a Warrior. Because I don't think he plays till 40. Like, I think that, hot take, this might be his last season.
That's not a hot take at all. I don't think it's a hot take. You also got to look into the contract and when that ends. So yeah, I think he just re-signed last year. I think last season he re-signed for like 2 more years or something. But yeah, even if Curry does end up staying, I still think they could have gone for a guard to kind of develop under Curry as well. For the future of the franchise, I think that would have been a good pick. But again, I'm not mad about Yaxel at all.
Yo, that's so crazy to me that 38, that just shocked me. Wow.
To be fair, he does play like he's like 35, 34. Like
he does.
He still has it.
Like I thought for sure 36, 38. Damn, that hits me. Like, you know what hit me too? LeBron with the gray beard. Like seeing that, like, man. Like
I just saw the most recent pics from that Cavs trip. They took, and everyone in the comments is like, yo, Braun, dye the beard, bro. Just dye it. Like, just dye it all black again. Like, it's insane to people that, LeBron's finally showing his age.
Seriously.
Wow. Well, next up though is OKC, and the Thunder. Man,
Who do they even need at this point? Who do they need?
Well, they traded Aaron Wiggins, and I have to say, I think this pick is a lot more important than we think. Because again, you have guys like Jalen Williams, you have guys like Alex Caruso, Hartenstein, and there's so many names on the Thunder where you're gonna have to make gut punching moves eventually because of the luxury tax.
True, yeah.
So I think this pick is a lot more important than we go off of because again, we talk about how young this team is, but that luxury tax, man, you can't fight with it. So I really think this pick is a lot more important than we think. But again, they have a guy like Nikola Topic that's coming back next year after his fight with cancer. You have a guy like in there as Thomas Sober. I think that's his name.
Sober.
Yeah. Oh, thank you. He's a guy that I think they'll implement more next year, but they already got rid of Aaron Wiggins. It's like, what's next? But here we go. Let's see what's next.
The 12th pick in the 2026 NBA draft, the Oklahoma City Thunder select
Adai Mara. All right, that's the center.
That's a good pick as well because I feel like besides Hartenstein and Chet, there's not really much in that position. So I think that's a good pick.
So, hot take. Do you guys think they move off of Hartenstein now?
I think one more season.
Which is crazy because he was great during, the postseason. But Chet,
I think they're closer to giving up on Chet than they are on
really
Hartenstein. I mean, you look at the postseason Chet just had. It's just it's insane. As the GM, you got to be thinking, longevity wise. I don't know, but Hartenstein is old, so. Yeah, that's another thing to talk about. But I think they give Hartenstein at least one more year before that luxury tax comes in, like you were talking about, Griff. But yeah, I do think one more season with him.
Well, this is interesting because now you have Mara, you have Sober, and you have Hartenstein, and you have Chet Holmgren. But like now, this is interesting to me because it's like because I was talking with some of my friends from my internship. Shout out Ashton and Matt, gonna come on the fan series soon. But they were saying we want Hartenstein in Boston. How do you guys feel about that? I know what you like that, Carl?
Yes.
You like that.
Rebound, defense. We need it. We need it all.
Now, this is what I was thinking. Like, and even looking at the highlights from him. I mean, Mara looks like a defensive machine, and it's like, all right, could that give you flexibility? Can you move off? If you move off of Hartenstein, say you trade with the Celtics, send Hartenstein to Boston, like this is a guy that could come off the bench. Again, I agree with you, Daniel. I think he's going to need one more year, and I think they're going to have Hartenstein for another year, try to run it back and see where they could go. But because now I think you need to develop Mara. But once you develop him, and then the Celtics could be above the second apron for 2 years. Do the Celtics next year go after Isaiah Hartenstein after Mara is developed? Hot take.
I wouldn't be opposed to that. The one thing that's kind of like leaving me, I don't know, confused is the way he plays. I think he's good defensively, don't get me wrong, but just that whole dirty culture from Oklahoma, I just don't like. Like the most recent clip of him like pulling Stephon Castle's hair. I just don't want that kind of energy on my team. I don't know. He's a good player, but if he loses those kind of like those kind of dangerous plays, then yeah, I'd love him. But as good as he is, I just can't get around what he does on the court, which is a lot. You know, him and Lou Dort actually pretty similar in that OKC team in terms of dirty plays. It's crazy.
Yeah, I think that pick was a lot bigger than expected. However, the Miami reported trade though, this pick will go to the Milwaukee Bucks instead of the Heat. So this is because of the Giannis trade, I believe. So this pick it'll be called the Heat's pick, but ends up going to the Milwaukee Bucks.
Oh, got it.
Yep. I want to just see. I want to confirm if I'm right really quick. So if you guys don't mind, continuing to talk about that really quick as I go look at this.
The Bucks getting 2 of the top 15 picks is nice.
Yeah.
Like, if you think about the Bucks team 3 months ago, you're thinking the Bucks are in need of a rebuild, and whoever their GM is, I don't know his name, but he's moving different right now. Got rid of Giannis, gets 3 or 4 pieces, 4 pieces from this Heat team, 3 of them being really good, and gets 2 of the top 15 picks in the NBA. I think this is an amazing start to the Bucks rebuild. I think they're doing amazing business right now.
Yeah, let me Heat.
Since they just went for a guard, it does beg the question: do they go for a big now? Because after losing Giannis, I'd assume they go for a big. I think they have. Yeah.
So confirmed. Yes, this is their pick, and I was under the impression I forgot that this pick was involved. That's big.
Yeah, it's really
Bucks,
big,
right? And I think that's, it sucks for Miami because if they could have kept this pick, which if they kept this pick, I don't think you end up getting Giannis. But it's interesting to me because I was thinking at first, I was like, wow, this pick is important because that you're gonna have to pick a bench player because now your depth in Miami sucks. But this is going to Milwaukee, so you think about it, their rebuild really started last night. Like their rebuild started last night, and it's like, could it technically be a solid rebuild? I know you gave up Giannis, but again, Tyler Hero is a easily movable guy. It's like Khalil Ware, I see a lot of promise in him, but now you have 2 picks. I mean, I like this. What are your guys' takes though and thoughts about it? The pick is in for the Bucks now too.
I think this is making me realize the Heat got fleeced bigger than I thought they did before. Because before I did say they got fleeced, but now that I'm seeing they gave up the 13th pick for it makes no sense to me, man. It really just not. I don't think Giannis, as good as he is worth all that. And Bobby Portis as well is not worth all that at all. So I think the Bucks did bad business right now because you got Giannis and Bobby Portis, but you lose 2 of your starters on the team and 5 picks, and one of those picks ends up being the 13th pick in this year's draft. I think the Heat are slowly on the decline right now. You did get Giannis, don't get me wrong, he's good, but the team doesn't look too good right now. I think they could have used that pick.
It's definitely not like the Luka trade though, where the Mavs got fleeced. Like I think this is a lot more even, and the Bucks knew that and wanted to go for it. But what are your thoughts though, Carl?
Yeah, pretty much echoing what Daniel said. That you could have used those, picks to really make your team a little bit deeper and for further prepare yourself for, potential run there. Yeah, that's bad. And yeah, at this point, you do go for a big if, you're the Milwaukee Bucks getting this pick after, the Giannis trade. Again, like Chicago, too many guards, so you're going to have to balance it out in some way, shape, or form and get somebody to not necessarily take over for Giannis, but, fill in the void somewhat with him being gone along with Bobby Portis as well.
Yeah, well, this is going to be interesting who they go with here. And I do believe this is a big move for them. as we're creeping up on top 15. Geez, you guys, these draft lives are long but fun. They're fun, I have to say. I'm having a fun time. After the Bucks pick this though, we have the Charlotte Hornets and then the Chicago Bulls in here as well. And the Memphis Grizzlies have the 16th pick too, so that's interesting. But the pick is in, and here we go. Oh. All right, here we go.
With the 13th pick in the 2026 NBA Draft, the Miami Heat select Nate Heyman from the University of Tennessee.
So
that's a good pick.
Yeah. What are your thoughts?
That's a good pick for them. They did get it big, and I'm pretty sure it meant, I don't know much about it, but I do know the name. I think he just had a good season. He was Tennessee's best player. Coming out of that team, averages 17, 6, and 2 as a big. What's his height? 6'10". Yeah, I think this is a really good pick for them. Giannis height, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, so I think it's a good pick for them.
Hot take too. He kind of has like a skinnier build, and he's a forward. So I look at this. This might be your Giannis replacement a couple of years from now.
He could really go through the same Giannis development where you see him 2 years from now, he's gained 30 pounds of muscle, and he just looks insane.
Man,
That'd be crazy.
I want to check in on all the Bucks fans. I feel so bad, man.
But yeah, the surprising fact is that he just played with JP Estrella as well. Estrella is he entered the portal. I completely forgot about that. Damn. I went to high school with JP Estrella at South Portland High. He is a main guy, and
I've heard of him. Yeah,
he just went to Michigan. He just signed with Michigan. He's gonna be there after coming off an injury year, and you could see another player from Maine in the NBA draft in another year or two, which would be JP Estrella. So keep that name in your minds as the next main talent in the NBA.
Were you friends with him?
No, not really. I wasn't at the school for long before he graduated. So I was there for like 3 months or so before he graduated, and I wasn't that connected with the school yet. So yeah, but I did know of his existence when I was there. But I wasn't really like friends with him. I wouldn't say he knows me or anything like that. But yeah.
We'll get him on the podcast. We'll talk some. I have the Hornets have the next pick, and I think this is big for the Hornets. But before we talk about that, I want to ask you guys, what do you think about them? Like, even when they trade a pick, I hate that he's wearing a Miami Heat hat right now, even though he's going to Milwaukee. Like, I just don't like that. I know they're trying to clickbait it and be like, oh, like he was technically a Heat. Like, I don't like that. What are your guys' thoughts?
I agree with you. I think they should be wearing the hat of the team they're officially going to, not the team that they were going to. I think you're right. There could also be the case where like someone could just tell him as he's going up, hey, you're not picking up the Heat hat, you're picking up the Bucks hat. Like someone could just let him know. But yeah, you're right, Griffin.
Yeah, where are you along those lines, Carl?
Yeah, that doesn't make any sense to have him wear that hat knowing damn well you're going to have him be moved over to Milwaukee. It's like, because imagine his family thinking that too, is like, oh, you're going to be playing here. No, he's actually playing here. It
just makes it more confusing. Yeah.
Especially that they knew in advance, like last night, like you have time to switch the hat, guys. Like you have a whole night.
That is ridiculous.
Next up, though, the next pick is the Charlotte Hornets, which I think this is a huge pick. You saw how impressive the Charlotte Hornets were last year. LaMelo Ball, Con Knipple, Brandon Miller, Colby White now along those lines as well. This pick is huge, and you add in a talent right here to pair in with them. You guys, the Hornets could be a competitive team. a competitive playoff team. I really think this. Now, I'm not going to go as far as to say I do think the Hawks are better than the Hornets, even with this pick. I believe the Hawks are better, but I think the Hornets are knocking at the door to crack into that like 9 or 8 seed. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna lie. I think they're gonna be pounding on that door. You have such a talented.
I personally don't think the Hawks are better. I mean, this past season,
really?
Hawks
wow,
got
I think the Hawks are better.
The Hawks just got 2 more wins than the Hornets this past season, and I just think the Hawks are trending more up than the Hornets are trending higher than the Hawks are, and so I think right now the Hornets are just catching on fire, which I don't see that on the Hawks team. Right now, you did just re-sign McCollum, but I have to see a little more from this Hawks team, especially a healthy Hawks team. I mentioned the name Dyson Daniels. That's a name that, for me, just brings down the value of the team just a little bit, just because I don't know what's going to happen with him and how he's going to.
He's a defensive machine, though. Where are you on Dyson Daniels, Carl? Because Daniel's been talking hot shit about him tonight.
No, I have not. He's not been that bad. I'm just saying he was more of a defensive machine 2 years ago. Is what I'm saying. Like that was kind of like his. I wouldn't say prime, but that's when a lot of people came up to know his name. And now this past season has been kind of like, I wouldn't say lackluster, but I don't know. I don't know where. Carl, where are you? Where are you with Dyson Daniels after last season?
Yeah, after last season, it's definitely not, the same Dyson Daniels.
Yeah,
I would hope that, he, comes back to what he was before. Maybe even a little bit different, but
I do think. Carl, what do you think about this take? Are the Hornets right now a better team than the Hawks?
All right, the pick is in. Hold on. Wait, sorry. He's right about to walk up. All right, I feel it. All right, here he comes. All right.
I think they go for power forward. That's my guess.
Oh, here we go.
We have a trade to announce. As part of a deal to be finalized later, the Miami Heat are trading to Milwaukee Bucks the draft rights to Nate Ament, the 13th pick.
We knew that.
Again, that should have been announced earlier. Like it's nothing new right now.
26 NBA draft. The Charlotte Hornets select Hannes Steinbach from Würzburg, Germany.
Oh wow, he went high, right? I think he was like this. He was rumored to fall in the Celtics pick at one point, right?
That's really high, yeah. The higher than I thought he would, but
right, Highness. Yeah, wasn't he? Yeah, he was projected like the Celtics were like in on him. He fell high, and what position is he?
He's a 4, which is what I suspected. I knew they were gonna go for power forward because I looked at the team before, and that's kind of the only position here they're kind of lacking right now. But I think him, Kalkbrenner, and Musa Diabate, I think that's a really strong young front court for the Hornets. I'm impressed with this pick. I like it a lot. He led the season in rebounds, by the way.
Yeah, I think that's a huge pick for them. And I just made, I think that helps them a lot. Like, I think this
really does. I agree.
You have any takes on this, Carl?
19 and 12 this past season. 19, 12, a block, and a steal.
Wow.
For this new pick, right?
These stats are really good.
What was that?
For this new pick you're referring to?
Yeah.
Not too much. Definitely, making the team as deeper as you can, to really get yourselves in a position where you could, be a top 16 coming out of the Eastern Conference. The Hornets look really good right now, and I really wish that we got to see them in the playoffs. But I guess, with missing the playoffs in the way that they did, it leaves more room and opportunity for them to grow as a team with their latest acquisition.
Yeah, I think for this one, I think he went high for sure, but I think that was a perfect fit. Like I think he helps the team a lot and makes him a little more scary, especially at the 4 and 5 position. Because I have to say, Diabate is a younger player. Kalkbrenner, younger player. This is another younger player. But the thing that scared me about it is the lack of experience. Again, this is a rookie, but it just makes the depth even bigger. You pair him up. You're probably going to have Grant start and have him come off the bench. But I really like this pick for them. And I think, the Hornets are getting deeper and deeper. But I don't know. I like this pick. Next up, though, on the clock, we have the Bulls. But, yeah, I think the Hornets are knocking at the door. Daniel's hot take is they're going to be better than the Hawks.
Yeah, Carl, what do you think about that?
Are the Hornets being better than the Hawks?
Yeah.
Weirdly enough, I don't think that's too crazy. With just
do you think that's going to happen though? Who do you have? You think that's the case?
That's it. I think when we're looking at both of those teams, I just think the Hornets were just catching fire, a little bit prior to the Hawks, and we're doing it maybe a bit better too. That's
what I said.
Yeah, a really great streak.
Yeah, that's really what I said. I think they're on a higher come up than the Hawks right now. I think they've just had the Hawks just had a better season by 2 games, by 2 wins. And I personally think the Hawks next season are going to have a better season than the Hornets are going to have a better season than the Hawks.
Yeah, people will say, oh, the Hawks made it to the playoffs. Yeah, they did. But, the Hornets, it's like you said, only a couple of games.
2 games. In the regular season, the Hawks only won 2 games more than the Hornets.
So, yeah, there we go.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. I'm still thinking, it's the Hawks. I just like Nickeil.
Griffin, let's stop with the Nickeil Alexander-Walker glaze. Come on, man.
It's not. It's not. I thought last year, adding him to the mix, I thought that was huge for them. And I think their team, like McCollum too, became a great addition to the team. Like, if Dyson Daniels and Jalen Johnson all can click like that, like they're going to be scary for sure. But I do believe that the Hornets are close. Like they're close, but I was really high on the Hawks last year too. I thought when they had Porzingis and Nickeil Alexander-Walker, I thought that was, I thought that was a good duo with Trae Young as well. But obviously things shifted. But I still think they have a really good team and they're going to be good this year. But the Bulls are picking next, and the pick is in. Again, we talked about them with Caleb Wilson. They had a good pick in him, and now you get the 15th pick as well. Are we going to get a gem here? That's my question. But Bulls and Memphis both have a really good picks because Memphis selected right before the Bulls getting Cameron Boozer. But then they have pick 16 as well. And then OKC has 17. So OKC is really banking on this draft. I'm not going to lie. Like, this draft is big. And that's the crazy thing is these are all from Paul George. Like, all these picks are from Paul George still, right?
That's crazy, yeah. Like, time flies, man. And it's still – I really do blame – what is it, the Clippers? Yeah, the Clippers messed the whole NBA up with these picks.
Yeah, I agree, you guys. After this pick, we are halfway through the draft, and we've been live for almost 2 hours. Woo! It's a fun night, though. It's a fun night. You got to say, at least it's not football where it's, like, super long. That's all I got to say. But we have fun here. We expected to be chatting all night. Carl, are you sticking with us till pick 30 is over, or what about you, Daniel? You guys here all night long?
I'm gonna stay until my Celtics.
All right, that's fair.
I'm gonna have to leave at some point. I don't think I'll be able to stay for the full thing.
Oh, you guys are gonna leave me alone? So sad.
You carry, man. You're LeBron from 2018.
But Bulls up next. You know, again, going back to Caleb Wilson and their trade with getting Nick Claxton, I think they have a well-rounded team, and having picked 15th is great too. So I don't know. I'm interested to see who they go with right now. I know it's tough to yap about the Bulls because I think the Bulls are a very good team. Like, not a very timeout. They are not a very good team, but that trade sending Randall to the Nets and acquiring Nick Claxton definitely helped them a little bit and makes them a little bit more competitive at least. But the pick is in, and I believe we're about to go to Adam Silver to hear. And here we go.
With the 15th pick in the 2026 NBA Draft, the Chicago Bulls select Dalen Swain from the University of Texas.
Dalen Swain played his first 2 years at Xavier before following his head coach, Sean Miller, to Texas, where he became the SEC newcomer of the year.
Okay, so a guard. I'm not. I don't think this is a bad pick. I think now, you know who I really want to fall, and if he goes to OKC, I'm going to be so pissed. Cameron Carr, because I feel like he's coming up soon. Like, he was projected around this time, and if he falls to OKC, that's gonna make me upset. But Wayne, he's a good guard, and I think again, the Bulls have quite a few guards still.
Yeah, why did they take him? I'm a little confused about that one because you have added Claxton to the team, but other than Claxton, you have no other centers other than Nick Richards, Zach Collins. But I think they could have gone for a big here, but they didn't.
I agree. I think going for another guard because look, you have Yuki Calamaro, or whatever. You have Rob Dillingham. You add in Swain now. You also have Colin Sexton that can play the guard. You have you have Anthony Simons, Trey Jones, like
McClung in the G League as well.
McClung, Isaac Okoro, like
why go for another guard? This is reminding you of the Nets last year.
Where are you, Carl, on this too?
Yeah, definitely the Nets, but better. But at the same time, not because the Nets, got those, got Randall and PJ.
This is weird. This is a weird one for them.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, I think and they had Jaden Ivey on that team too. All right, hot take, and we can talk about it right now. Do you guys think Jaden Ivey is on an NBA team come this NBA season?
I don't think so.
Really?
If he gets his act right, I think a team takes a chance on him, puts him on a minimum because he's a good player. A lot of people attribute, the injury that he sustained with the Pistons. It's going to be a couple of seasons back, the 2025 season. That's kind of what set in motion not set in motion everything that happened, but obviously the downfall, that and his off court, antics there too. I think a team would give him a chance, but he just has to, really want this chance by, being on his best behavior. But they'll just give him the minimum to prove himself. Maybe in this case, he starts off with the G League to really see if, hey, he's actually serious with ball.
The way I think about it, I think he just went too far. And I'm not here to debate whether what he did was right or wrong, but I'm just saying what he did, he went really far with it. And I think it's just to the point where the teams don't want to take that risk or take that chance with him. And also to the point where he's done a lot to the point where he's not going to go back on his words. I'll just feel like him being on his best behavior would be him suppressing himself, which judging by what he said or the stuff he was saying, I don't think that's going to happen. So yeah, but I do think because of how serious he is about his actions and what he did, I don't think he even wants to come back necessarily. I'm not sure.
And
Yeah.
that's another thing too with that. A lot of people were saying, "Oh, freedom of speech is like dead and all that," and it's like you can say what you want, but at the same time, you're under a microscope when you're a part of the league. You have to really
Yeah,
be mindful of what
yeah,
you're saying, regardless of what you are thinking.
yeah.
Sometimes
You can say what you want, and that's freedom of speech, but not the
exactly.
way that he did.
Mm-mm.
Yeah,
No, I agree. I agree. I don't know if he'll come back in the league. He might be playing over in China now, as Jaylen Brown said for $400 million. He would too, but he might be playing in China. The pick is in for the Grizzlies. You guys, I think if they go with Cameron Carr right here, it's rebuild time. Obviously, it is in Memphis, anyways, but I think AJ is signing his first card as an NBA player. I have to say, I think he's doing that right now. So
I think the Grizzlies go for a big. I'm confused on who they go for here, but I do think a big would be the right decision. Pair him up well with Zach Edey as well. I think they have a good amount of guards on that team where you don't need another one.
So you don't think they go with Cameron Carr right here?
I don't think so.
Yeah, it would be interesting because if you go Cameron Carr, I think you're definitely moving off of Ja Morant.
Okay, yeah, but I see where you are with that. I see there's a good chance of that happening. Fair, but
I
also,
can't believe, sorry, I can't believe Taj Gibson is still in the league. He's still an RIP to Brandon Clark. Really quick. Oh, hold on. Shams is reporting this. Memphis Grizzlies are trading the number 16th pick. He said who it was to the Thunder for 2 second-round picks. Wow.
so the Thunder are getting this pick.
Yes.
It better
And
not be
then
Carr. I'm with you on that, Griff.
it's not. I'm not going to spoil it, but it's not Carr. But listen,
With the 16th pick in the 2026 NBA draft, the Memphis Grizzlies select Bennett Sturts from the University of Iowa.
That's a really good guard.
yeah.
He's really good.
So Bennett Sturts then is going to OKC, and then so I believe this means that one of the picks. Oh, for 2 second-round picks. So does OKC get pick 17 as well?
I think so. That's so weird.
I thought it was
What?
just a pick.
Because he's got they'll announce it soon. But Bennett Sturts, you said he's a good guard, Daniel.
Yeah, he is. He averaged 20 last season. His first season at Iowa. The season before, he averaged 19. So I think he's a really good scorer, and he's grown to be a facilitator as well for that Iowa team. So I wouldn't be surprised if you see him being a distributor on that OKC team. But I still think it's a good team. It's a good addition to the OKC team.
So and I don't want to say anything, but because I don't know what's gonna happen. But you think another take? Do you think they move off of Williams then? OKC, do you guys end up think they move off of him? Because Sturts, you're getting another guard. But do you guys see him being because again, not in the lottery, is he a guard though that could replace Jalen Williams?
I think Williams is a three. No, I see him more as a three. I
Oh
think they're different
yeah,
positions.
you're right. My
Yeah,
bad.
they're different positions.
Because
But
is he a true point guard or is he a shooting guard? I think he's a point guard, right?
he's a point guard. Yeah,
All right. This is interesting.
but
And-
I will say, if OKC go for a three right now, then I do see that happening, Griffin.
Yeah, because I
Okay.
think they're getting this pick too, right?
Yeah.
If they get Cameron Carr right here, that's going to be scary. I'm telling you guys. If OKC ends up getting Cameron Carr, because he's bound to go. You have OKC, you have Charlotte, which if he went to Charlotte, that would be nasty. And then Toronto, I think Toronto would even be a good fit for Cameron Carr. Like, one of these teams is getting him. Unless, who knows, watch him fall to the Celtics. Oh my gosh.
That'd be insane.
I'll take it.
They would have to trade up for him 100%.
There's also another name that
from Bobby Manning, and obviously before we hear all of this, UConn Terrace Reed is expected to be available as part of a run of centers around 27 when the Celtics are selecting. Do you guys think they go for
Terrace Reed at all?
He's just slow, though. He's slow.
Fair.
He's slow, and it's like, don't we want to be faster?
Yeah.
I personally like Terrace Reed, and I've been putting him everywhere because I think Terrace Reed, I think you should go for him. I think that's a guy where he helps the center depth. But yet again, don't you want a win now center rather than a center that's another project guy? That's what Andrew's been talking about a lot too. He doesn't want another project guy.
Another Amari, yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Because Terrace Reed is a project guy. I think if they could trade up, and that was David's hot take, if they could trade up and get Cameron Carr, like you think, maybe you get Toronto's 19th pick if you trade Hauser and that pick, and maybe another pick as well, like it's your second round pick tomorrow, you could potentially get Cameron Carr, but I don't know if that's going to happen.
Is Carr a guard? Is he like a
yes,
two?
He is.
Okay. There's another name here on the guards team that I'm surprised isn't gone yet. His name is Labron Philon Jr. I don't know if you guys are familiar with that name, but he was one of the biggest guards in that in last year's Alabama team. He averaged 21 and that 21, 3, and 5 with the steal. I don't know if we need another guard necessarily, but I wouldn't mind taking him as well if it does fall.
Yeah,
but I think right now we could go for a big though.
So
I'm not sure.
So I think reported trade with the Grizzlies. I think OKC's pick right here does end up going to the Grizzlies.
Okay.
Trade alert. Yeah. Wait, hold on. I want to read this. Yeah. All right. So the Grizzlies received the 17th overall pick and 2 second-round picks. The Thunder get Bennett Sturts. I couldn't find his last name. So interesting now that you see that. So the Grizzlies do get this pick, which I was confused about. Is that so I wonder where we're going. I don't think, again, I feel like you go with a Cameron Carr right there. There he is. He's right there. I think for the Grizzlies, like, I really wouldn't be shocked if they went Cameron Carr right here. He, like I said, if he's not this pick, he has to be pick 18, right? Like, but we'll be seeing as the pick is in OKC, but it's gonna go to the Grizzlies. Again, they keep showing Cameron Carr. I think he's the option. I think you go with Cameron Carr right here, and I think that helps. I think that helps the Grizzlies big time. You get Cam Boozer and Cameron Carr. All right, Shams again. Memphis will draft number 17 now via OKC. The Grizzlies will get 2 second-round picks as well in this trade. So interesting, because two like second-round picks are more valuable than what can meet the eye. But I think we're about to hear from Adam Silver in just a second. But who you guys think they go Carr right here?
I don't think so.
Who do you think?
Oh,
Cameron Carr is the second best available right now. What was that?
Is that for Memphis?
Yes.
Okay, got it. I wouldn't mind going for Carr then, because you have to think about who is going to be a replacement for Ja if he does end up leaving, and I think Carr or the name that I just mentioned, I think Philon is also a really good guard in that group as well. So
another trade via Sean Charania. The Grizzlies are trading the number 17th pick to the Detroit Pistons to move back to the number 21 pick for 3 second-round picks. So this pick is going to be going to the Pistons, but let's hear who we got.
With the 17th pick in the 2026 NBA draft,
Card.
the Oklahoma City Thunder select Ebuka Okori
Okay.
from Stanford University.
Good name.
Wow. Abuka Okori, the ACC
Okay.
champion.
So he's going to the Pistons.
He's also higher. He's
What was
considered to
that?
be a higher level than Carr as well, which is crazy to see. I don't know. I think it's gonna pan out well with Cade on that team.
What were you saying, Carl?
I thought I overheard they said he was a scoring champion.
Is he?
That's what I thought I heard. If that's the case, I know the
Oh.
Pistons, they love their shooters, so
He's good
He's
though.
a good shooter, but he wasn't the scoring leader, if I'm not mistaken. I don't think he was.
Wow.
The scoring leader was DeBanta.
So the Grizzlies are really trying to stack up on these second round picks. They're really
They have 5 right now, if I'm not mistaken. 4 or 5.
yeah,
second round picks.
five because you got 2 from OKC, and now you're getting 3 from the Pistons, and again from Sham Charania. Memphis Grizzlies are trading number 17th pick to the Detroit Pistons and moving back to number 21 for 3 second round picks. So interesting right here. So
The
see what
Pistons
they'll
just
do.
got a really good scorer, man. I'm looking at these highlights because they're showing it right now, and he's good.
Yeah. Now what's back up is the Hornets. The Hornets have pick number 18 as we're getting even closer and closer to the Celtics 27th pick. Every time I keep looking to it says draft order, I keep like seeing the Celtics one. I am so excited for this, but this is gonna be fun. We're gonna have Daniel exiting soon. But Daniel, how have you felt about this draft so far?
I'm surprised because there are a lot of names that I thought would be going, but they haven't gone yet. So this draft has been really it's been confusing a little bit because some of the guys that I thought were gonna go lower ended up going higher than expected. So I'm surprised, but I will say that a lot of teams have had good picks. I think there are a lot of names that are gonna be surprises next season because of the impact they had the season before. So I would say most teams may have made a good choice. I think the one pick so far that I'm confused about, I think there's a few more, but the one that comes to mind is that the Bulls taking another guard. I'm so confused about that. And also there's some other teams that just have gone for the wrong position as well. I don't know what's gonna happen in the future, but yeah, I think it's been a good draft so far though.
Yeah. What are your thoughts, Carl, on the draft so far? Any big surprises or anything?
yeah, like you said, what Mara was supposed to be like second round within this year's draft. Seeing him being picked up early says a lot. But then again, that's somebody that I would want on my team too, with how well he played, especially in the finals against UConn whilst he was playing with Michigan. I was watching him and I remember I made a video, talking about how we needed a center and and they were saying how the Celtics needed him because we have to deal with Wemby and stuff, and it's like we have to get out of the East first, and we have to develop that guy. So it's just now is not the time. It's a good thing that he's being picked up by another team. Again, we need a more established center in this regard. But yeah, definitely, a pretty interesting draft as we, go on here. I'm just, really looking forward to see who we pick up here.
I agree. Still a minute remaining for the Hornets. If they go Cameron Carr right here, Hornets are a good team next year. That's all I gotta say. But their guard depth, I mean, you could afford to add a Cameron Carr because you have a LaMelo Ball, you have Colby White, Trey Mann. You could add Josh Green as the shooting guard, Pat Connaughton. That I butchered his last name for a second. So you could really afford to add a Cameron Carr right here. I think that would help your depth, actually. So we'll see. All right. Oh, to recap. All right, Shams said to recap. I was like, all right, is he breaking any more news? I got scared for a second. But again, I think this pick is definitely going to be interesting for the Hornets, as again, I think the option you go with is Carr because you have LaMelo Ball, and then you have Colby White in there as well. I think if you add in Carr, that gives you even more depth, and I'm interested to see that. But we'll see. We'll see. Maybe he falls to Toronto. If he falls to Toronto, that'd be crazy. Or maybe, or not gonna lie, maybe like Memphis has been monitoring it and being like, all right, we could get him. Maybe that's why they're bouncing back so far. I don't know if they're a team that really is going for Cameron Carr anyways. I don't know. I'm a big Carr guy. I wanted the Celtics to draft him. I like him, and I think he's a good guard, and he's very developed. But we will
I really
see.
wouldn't mind the Carr pick because they did go with the big their last pick, so it makes sense that they go for guard now.
Yeah.
To develop him under, like you said, Griffin, Kobe White, and LaMelo. So yeah, Carr wouldn't be a bad pick.
Yeah. Well, I believe the pick is about to be in. Well, the pick is in, but I think we are about to hear from Adam Silver. Let's see. And thank you guys so much for watching and tagging along to this live. Make sure to subscribe if you haven't already. Go check out the Cage Express. Oh, here we go.
With the 18th pick in the 2026 NBA Draft, the Charlotte Hornets select Christian Anderson Jr. from Texas.
Christian Anderson Jr., a
That's
guard.
a really good pick as well.
Jr., the Big 12 most constructed.
Wow. Again, still no Cameron Carr. He's following the Celtics. I don't think they will. But Christian Anderson, that's a good pick for them right there.
That's a really good pick. He just came off with a good season with JT Toppin, as well. So I'm really glad about this pick. I think he's going to develop well in the Hornets organization. He's a really good. He's basically Melo. I think they just got themselves a second Melo because he's that kind of guard like he can score, he can shoot, but his best trait is his passing. He averaged almost 8 assists last season, one of the highest numbers. And I think you just got yourself, another LaMelo Ball, a guy who likes to distribute, but is also a spot-up shooter and can score the ball when he needs to.
Well, yeah, no, I agree. I think that's, both of the picks that the Hornets made today, I think are great picks. And
yeah, I agree. I think the Hornets have been, in my opinion, the best team so far in terms of, who they picked. Obviously, you have the Wizards with the Banta, but I think those two picks by the Hornets really helped them. And I have them as the best team right now post-draft.
Yeah, no, I agree. I think for not having a lottery pick, like not lottery because they did. I think for not having like a top 5 pick, like I agree. I think they're one of the most underrated because again, obviously their first pick, like that was one that was supposed to come later in the draft, but I think that helped their situation. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I know what you mean. Yeah.
And this definitely makes them a lot better of a team. So I don't know, interesting. But Daniel, you're bouncing out now, right?
Yeah, but I will be back for that Celtics pick. I'm not missing that at all. I'll be back for that, but it's got some things I got to take care of before that.
Okay, sounds good. Well, thank you so much, Daniel, and we will see you soon. Now we are on to Carl and I, as we're going to still be bringing you guys some great draft coverage, even though our college guy, Daniel, who has been watching it, has left us. I think we could hold down the fort till he's back, though. Next up, we got the Toronto Raptors. Carl, where are you on the Raptors? Again, I'm going to go over their roster really quick. Brandon Ingram. You have Scotty Barnes on there, Emmanuel Quickly, Jakob Pertl, Grady Dick in there. You have a good team last year. They also drafted Colin Murray Boyles. They have a good team, but where do you think this pick will upgrade that team a lot? Where are you along those lines?
Yeah, I'd say this is, a really good team. Definitely a little bit better of a regular season team than they were, in the playoffs, despite the fact that they looked really good in the postseason. For this pick, I'm not sure, what exactly this could do for them. I feel like they look like a good team now. Maybe, this is a very necessary, draft pick for them to really get them, to do more within this regular season, potentially get more, up there. I can't remember. Do you know what seed they ended as for the season?
Let me. Oh, no, I was just reading. Let me check. Raptors 2026 seed. Let me look really quick. They were the number 5 seed. That doesn't sound right, does it? Hold on, 2026.
Because they weren't.
What?
Because I know they were not the plan, and their first round matchup was against the Cavs.
Yeah, they were the 5th seed.
Okay, yeah.
That just didn't sound right.
Oh, really? And that's not too bad for that team too. Considering that the Hornets and the Hawks were coming up as some of the better teams compared to that team alone. So maybe this draft pick, really helps them out to actually stand out as a team that deserves to be top 5 in the Eastern Conference, potentially getting even higher in that position within their conference, and really helping to elevate those main players such as Brendan Ingram and Scotty Barnes.
Yeah, well, the pick is now, should be in. They ran out of time, so the pick is in. Going to be interesting to see who they go with now here. Do they add a Cameron Carr and I think the Spurs have the next pick. If Cameron Carr falls to the Spurs, man, that could be the De'Aaron Fox replacement. I know we're on the Raptors right now, but hot take, that could totally be the Raptors replacement. I meant the Fox replacement because hold on, let me check. Yeah.
People will take anybody else's replacement at this point.
I think
not to mitigate Cameron Carr, but everybody getting on Fox in the way that they did.
I agree. Fox became the most hated person in San Antonio. Even Dylan Harper was not a fan of Fox.
He's like, "Where's my minutes?" Wasn't wrong though when you said that.
No, I agree. I think we're about to hear the number 20th pick, and after we do, I think I gotta change this because we'll be 7 picks away from the Celtics. Oh, here we go. Adam Silver.
The commissioner is back with the pick.
With the 19th pick in the 2026 NBA draft, the Toronto Raptors select Alan Graves from Santa Clara University.
Alan Graves, forward. Wow! Oh my gosh, Carr might fall, but I haven't heard much about Alan Graves. I'm not gonna lie, and I think when we were even doing our episode with PJ Hoops, I don't remember hearing his name a lot, but interesting. They went with Alan Graves right here, forward. I feel like the Raptors have. Hold on, Raptors roster. I just want to look really quick. They have a lot. This move is confusing to me, Carl, because you have RJ Barrett, small forward. Alan Graves is a forward as well. Brandon Ingram, and then you have Scotty Barnes. It's just so confusing to me. I feel like and then you have again Colin Murray Boyles, Jamison Battle. It's like another forward, that's confusing for me for sure. What are your thoughts though? As I'm gonna change my jersey really quick. So Carl, you say that and I'll change my jersey.
Gotcha. Definitely, definitely interesting, idea there. I think part of the reason why they did this is because at least one of those guys that you mentioned don't play just one position. Like I'm pretty sure with RJ Barrett, he's playing like 3 positions, either of those forward positions, but also the guard position. Scotty might be playing another position as well too, and then Brendan Ingram might be playing a couple of positions as well. So maybe that extra stuff there. Maybe they're just looking for more length. Maybe they're just looking for that, or they're just looking for a way for their players to play specific positions, kind of like what the Suns are dealing with right now in trying to find a true point guard while D-Book is going back to playing shooting guard full time.
No, well said. We got the Amari Williams jersey on next as the Celtics pick is incoming.
Hold on. I completely forgot. I got my Gonzalez jersey today. Just give me one moment. If I can find it.
Wait, you have a Hugo Gonzalez jersey?
Dude, I had to get it. That was my guy. That's my guy. Hold
All
on.
right. Carl, go find your Hugo Gonzalez jersey. I'll yap for a second. But next up is the Spurs pick. I feel like you go with Cameron Carr right here. Again, I think this helps you a lot. There was a lot of discussion about what's his name? De'Aaron Fox, and a guard right here I think is the perfect position. Coming up short against the Knicks, obviously you needed that guard depth, and I think Carr is definitely the answer for that. And I think he adds on another young piece. Like, you're very fortunate to have the 20th pick and have so many good guards still fall to this position. I think you need a guard. You could also go a true center as well. I know Luke Cornett was a great backup center, but you need some depth in there alongside of Wemby as well, because Kelly Olynyk is not the answer. They need another really good 5 as well. Maybe that includes picking up a Mitchell Robinson or a Robert Williams, but right now you got to go big, and that's what I think they're going to do. But interesting, because this Detroit pick, the pick 21 after the Spurs pick, that pick goes to the Grizzlies. So the Grizzlies had the 21st pick as that was traded earlier. And they've had 5 second-round picks now, which is insane. But interesting, they're pulling up a graphic right now too. You had Victor Wembanyama in the 2023 NBA draft, Castle 2024, Harper and Carter Bryant both in 2025. With pick 20, there's still tons of talent left on this board. You grab someone else right here, this could really help this Spurs team bring them back to the finals, because again, they were a couple games short and it just felt like they could do it the whole time. Again, Lopez from Mexico forward, that's a guy you could see them bring in. He's a forward, but again, Carr's still out there as well. There's a lot of good talent. I want to say his name, but I don't want to butcher it, but from Alabama. So there's 3 guys that still are on here where, you see like these are the top 3 next picks, and we haven't heard that for a while. So interesting, but the pick is in for the Spurs. Oh my gosh, how beautiful.
Yes.
Wait, hold on, Carl. Oh, the pick is in. Hold on. I'm going to turn this on, but hold on, Carl. I think I got to. The Williams is down here, though, I have to say. I don't know if you could hear me, but all right, they haven't announced the pick yet, but the Williams is down here. Our 2 guys drafted last year. I think we need Daniel to come back in and magically have a Shulga jersey as well. But we're representing. Oh my gosh, we're representing from last year's draft. Wow. What looks better? Does it look better backwards because the name's down here, or do I go front?
I mean, I think either or works.
I think I gotta go back with the front though, low key. I'm not gonna lie.
I still want to get Tatum's Big Deuce main Celtics jersey.
Oh, that would be crazy. I know we're really having the jerseys on display tonight for you guys. So our one viewer, thank you for tuning along and say what's up, interact with us. But no, we've had great viewers on and off. This has been a fun night, Carl.
Yeah.
I think our voices are going to be pretty messed up after this, but has been fun. Again, sorry our college ball knowledge isn't the best, but we're trying for you guys. We're really trying. But the pick is in again for the Spurs. You know, we're repping our Celtics guys from last year. So you're a big Ugo fan, aren't you?
Very big.
Big
With how
Ugo
he was
fan.
playing last season, dude.
All right. Yeah, we're just waiting for this pick. I was saying, Carl, while you were gone, I think this pick is crucial for the Spurs. Oh, here we go.
Led by Victor Wembanyama's expectations of
Here we go.
himself are high. The pick is it.
Do 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 do
With
do.
the 20th pick in the 2026 NBA Draft, the San Antonio Spurs select Jaden Quainton from the University
Wow.
of Kentucky.
Jaden Quaintance, a forward.
He measured at 6'9" without shoes.
He's not even. I know who he is. Yeah, he played. I know Jaden Quaintance. Wow, that's interesting. He's not even there. He wasn't invited to the wow. So interesting right here. He's an all defensive guy. He's a forward. You know, that kind of helps though. You need forward depth there. I like this pick for the Spurs. I do believe there was still he's not even there, Carl. He's not even here. But Jaden Quaintance, wow, that's a guy that. So, if I'm the Celtics, low key, I'm trading up. I like David's take from last night. If I'm the Celtics, I'm trading up. The what's it called? The Grizzlies have the number 21 pick, but if I'm the Celtics, I'm trading up. There's a lot of good guys that you could grab right now. Still top 3. But wow, Quaintance. Wow, he wasn't even invited there to the player pool. So interesting to see him come in the draft this early. I'm not going to lie. I'm not a big fan of that pick. I think they could have got a little bit better. That's a good defensive guy. But I think you could have picked a little bit better right there. I don't know.
In terms of the guard specifically.
Yeah, I would have went Cameron Carr or someone else because you look like I don't know. For me, it's like, you know, obviously I don't think they're gonna move on from De'Aaron Fox. I know the fans are pissed, but I still think another guard would have helped. But yet again, you have Stephon Castle, you have Dylan Harper as well. So it's like, all right. Interesting though. What are your thoughts on the Spurs now? You know, you add a good defensive 4. Hold on, I want to bring up their roster really quick. Because Wemby plays. So Carter Bryant plays the 4. I mean, they needed a 4, so that gives you a good 4 for sure. I don't think that moves the needle for them. I don't think that draft pick in specific. I don't think that's going to be I don't think that draft pick will have as big of an impact on the Spurs as other picks would have. But definitely interesting. Definitely. Right. You have any takeaways after that?
Nah, just pretty much, echoing, what you said there. It's kind of just there. With the Spurs, they really do like their length. It showed, for decades. Pause, by the way. So it's just they love their, long dudes. They love their, big dudes. They're tall dudes right there.
Carl, you said pause and
At
this.
that point, it's just like, you know what? Let me just.
It's late. We've almost been on for 2.5 hours. But yes, to my girlfriend, by the way, shout out my girlfriend, the Celtics. Yeah, we need to run back the Carl. We all need to run back the Celtics game.
Oh, that's gonna happen.
Both the misses. Yup. We're running
happen.
back the Celtics game next year. Next year, we're planning a date and running it back, and we'll bring you guys a vlog. Yeah, they have the
for a bigger game too.
She says for sure. So next year, see, we're doing it. We're making it happen. But yeah, 27th pick. I think they should trade up in it. I really do. Where are you though, Carl? Do you think they should trade up, or do you like 27? Because we got Ugo at 28. It's like, can we get another key person at 27?
Man,
I just think there's a lot of talent right now.
Right.
And if you trade up, like, you give up Hauser, it's like, I think they have pick 40 tomorrow. I think Daniel was saying they have pick 40.
They do. Yeah, 27 tonight, 40 tomorrow.
Yeah, but the pick is in for the Pistons, and this pick will be traded to the Memphis Grizzlies. So, again, we're creeping up on the Celtics pick. We're creeping up. We are now going to be 6 picks away after this one. So I'm excited for that. Unless they trade up. I don't know if they will. But unless they trade up. But we are waiting for this Grizzlies pick. And it looks like we're about to.
On its way to Memphis, as our Sean Sharania reported a little bit earlier. We got picks flying around.
2 new players to memorize. Shake my head. I love that. I mean, I love it though. Like every year you get new players on the team. It's a lot of fun because then I end up liking them. Like Ugo Gonzalez, I did. Carl, you're gonna hate that, but Ugo Gonzalez, I did not like last year, but became a fan of, and then like I ended up loving Ugo Gonzalez. But again, still, we're looking at the Grizzlies who have been trading up, trading back, because it looks like, you know, and I think this was a smart decision because if you go a Cameron Carr or you go any of those top 3 guys, like those top 3 guys that have been projected have plummeted. So I think they're still going to get Cameron Carr right here. But let's hear. This is going to the Grizzlies.
With the 21st pick in the 2026 NBA Draft, the Detroit Pistons select Kareem Lopez from Hermosillo, Mexico.
Oh, Kareem Lopez from Mexico. He's a forward, and he's going.
Kareem Lopez.
Interesting.
This is a historic moment because we're the first Mexican-born player to be drafted in the first round. He's from Hermosillo, and
First
Lopez.
Wait, Jaime Jaquez wasn't Mexican-born?
No, he's American.
Oh, okay.
I think it's his parents or his grandparents that are.
Okay.
Yeah.
Interesting. That's interesting to know too. And you know, I think this is interesting as a whole because it's like you would think they would go for a guard because now, if Cameron Carr goes to Philadelphia.
Yo, please, no. Don't, yo.
I'm going to be so upset. Yeah, Brown's still in trade talks, sadly. Carl doesn't want to talk about it. Carl and I hate that he's still in trade talks. But no, this is interesting though. Lopez, because you think about it, Cam Boozer, a forward, Lopez, a forward, and I believe Cedric Coward is a forward as well.
Hold on.
No, wait, he might be a guard. Is he a guard? He just seemed like his build. He might actually be a guard.
He's a guard, yeah.
Oh, that's so weird. Why did I have the impression that Cedric Howard was a forward? I don't know why. But
He's pretty long.
I mean, Cameron Boozer now, but now you have a good backup because Cameron Boozer automatically becomes a starter on this Grizzlies team. But now you have Lopez in here as well. I think this is a good backup for him as well. And the first Mexican born player to be drafted in the first round. So interesting to hear that as well. Again, now we're narrowing down. It was like the top 3 selected, and you have Lopez going to the Grizzlies. Next up is the 76ers. Carl, I know we have talked about the 76ers a lot recently, as we've heard, like, we were just covering the series and the Celtics lose to them. For me, I don't think they go with a Cameron Carr right here. I think they go with either a 5 or a 4, because you think about it, hold on, I want to pull up their team really quick, because they have quite a few guards, right? You would think it would, because you have VJ, you have Maxey, who else?
Yeah, Grimes, Kelly, like you said, VJ, and I thought VJ was playing forward as well too.
Yeah.
Paul George too? No.
Paul George is a power forward, small forward. So you could go a guard actually, because it's like Carr could come off the bench, and does that kind of, for me, that kind of replaces like the Jared McCain stuff.
I was about to say, yeah,
that kind of replaces Jared McCain coming off the bench. So as much as it's gonna piss me off, I think like Cameron Carr getting, oh, this is gonna kill me. I was so pissed off with Jared McCain got drafted by the 76ers. Now they're gonna do the same with Cameron Carr. Watch. I've been talking about him a lot. It's because that's like one of the players, like him and Terrace Reed around this point are both players I want the Celtics to draft. But again, from Alabama, I don't know his name, Philon Jr. or whatever. LeBaron. That's what it is. LeBaron from Alabama.
Right.
I hope it's him. Out of him and Carr, I hope it's him. Like, again, I think they have to go with a guard. He's getting pissed. Him and Carr are both getting pissed because those are both players that should have already been drafted. But right now, best available, Chris, Jr. from Houston, Cameron Carr from Baylor. LeBaron is the best available right now. Isaiah Evans from Duke, number 4. And then number 5, I'm not even going to try with that. I'm not even going to try with that name. We'll hear it when he gets drafted. But interesting right now as we're coming down on the time. Do you think they go with a guard right here? I think the more we've talked about it, the more it makes sense that they go a guard.
I would hope not, but it's best for their team.
If they go Carr, I'm gonna have a clip right here. This is gonna be a clip. This is gonna be clipped if they draft Carr. I'm gonna be so pissed because I love Jared McCain. I loved, like, I was a huge fan of him when he was at Duke, and I was like, all right, anywhere but the 76ers, and then gets drafted to the 76ers, and I'm so pissed. I remember that.
And now he's on a team that we despise even more.
What was that?
He's on a team that we despise even more.
So, yeah, I'm gonna be so pissed. Oh, don't even. I think I wouldn't say despise even more. I would say. What's it called? I don't mind. Okay, like I don't hate OKC as much as I do. What's it called? The 76ers. Like, OKC, it's like, all right, championship after championship, but like it doesn't affect me because they're not in the conference. But we're gonna get a guest appearance too from PJ Hoops, so we might actually be back with ball knowledge. Oh my gosh, me and Carl do not know college hoops, so this is gonna be exciting to hear his thoughts, and we could pick his brain a little bit, so that'll be fun. But the pick is in. Here we go. Here we go, Carl.
Yo.
No, don't be Cameron Carr.
With the 22nd pick in the 2026 NBA draft, the Philadelphia 76ers select LeBaron Bylon Jr. from the University of Alabama.
Not
The
Cameron.
slip up scares me.
PJ,
How you guys doing? How y'all doing?
how is it going?
First
First of all,
This draft's been, I mean, honestly, a lot of wrinkles, I'm surprised by a couple of these teams and how they're going about drafting, truth be told. Like LeBaron dropping all the way this low. I had LeBaron 6th on my big board. And for him to drop all the way to Philadelphia, and I was just talking to my friend about this. I think what Philadelphia is doing, they're rewriting their wrong with Jared McCade. The whole Jared McCade thing, I think that's what's literally going on right now, is that they're rewriting their wrong for that. So good for LeBaron. That kid's about to play with a chip on his shoulder. Best believe it. Yeah. Trust me.
Falling
this
to
is
22.
Yeah, this is a steal for Philadelphia. Unfortunately, they have Maxey and VJ, so LeBaron will probably be coming off the bench for a while, but he's going to be electric off that bench. And the city of Philadelphia is going to love him, man. They're going to love this kid, bro. And then do you see what the Spurs did? The Spurs.
I know. I was shocked about that. That's a second-round pick easily. He wasn't even invited. They sold hard on that pick. What are your thoughts? Let's hear it on that.
Literally, Jaden Quinnis was somebody that I felt at the end of last year, leaving Arizona State, I felt like he was a top 10 pick actually coming out of Arizona State, but he was just 17, so he couldn't get drafted. He led the NCAA in total stocks per game, which is steals plus blocks per game. He ate up everything at Arizona State. I think he averaged like 2.5 blocks and I think like a steal and a half or something. Like some crazy numbers, but I thought last year he was top 10. And then the only reason why he fell all the way to San Antonio is because of the knee injuries. Like at Arizona State, messed up his ACL. At the beginning at Kentucky, still deal with the knee injury all year. But if he's healthy, him and Victor, it's going to terrorize the entire NBA for years to come. Like his player comp to me is a mixture of Robert Williams and Ben Wallace. Like I think the kid is defensively a nightmare and is dominant. Him and Victor's going to be your power forward now. Think about that.
I didn't think about that.
And Jaden Quinnis has a 7'5" wingspan. And he's 6'10". Look, I'm going to give you guys his downsides, though. I'll tell you things that are, like, not good about him. He's a horrible free throw shooter. He's like Mitchell Robinson at the free throw line. God-awful. He's extremely raw offensively. So if you pass him the ball out of the pick and roll, he's horrible. He's pretty bad. Like, it's hard to watch. He's not a good connector out of the pick and roll, so he's not going to be able to pass out of it much, not dribble out of it much. But if he's just rim running, he'll be fine. Still got to get better at that. But defensively, if he's healthy, oh Lord, I think the Spurs defense.
So you like that pick for the Spurs?
Yes. Okay. And I was talking to my other friend because we're on another live stream. I was talking to him. I was like, bro, they should take him. They should take Jaden. I said Jaden Quinnis. You take Jaden Quinnis, Allen Graves, or Cameron Carr if you're the Spurs at this point. They took Jaden, and I thought that was good. I don't know what Charlotte is doing. They took Hannah Steinbach. I think what's probably going to happen is Steinbach's going to run probably power forward because he can stretch out.
That's what we were
then what's his name? Diabate. I think that's his last name. Diabate, right?
Yeah, Diabate is his last name.
Yeah, Diabate will be able to be the rim protector and play center because Hannah Steinbach has no rim protection in him at all. So I think they're going to have him probably play power forward because that pick kind of surprised me with them. I was like, Steinbach, really? But I like Steinbach. Steinbach was 12th on my big board. I just thought he was going to be with a team that was going to like run offense through him. But also what they might use him as is like a Sabonis, a Draymond, a Cat, where he's kind of like the facilitating at the top of the key. Maybe is what they might do with him. Because you got to think about who their head coach is. It's Lee, right? It's Charles Lee, which comes from where? Boston.
Celtics.
Okay. And what did he do? What did they do? They used Al Horford as a connector. So just something, you know. And then they took Christian Anderson. Christian Anderson was fine. But if you were going to go a backup point guard, why did you not go LeBaron? It just doesn't – I don't know. I don't know. There was just certain things that surprised me. What are you guys thinking so far?
No, I agree. I think the Spurs one surprised me, especially with the whole De'Aaron Fox stuff. Like, I feel like, I really was shocked that they didn't go a LeBaron or a Cameron Carr right there. Like, that's what really shocked me. What do you think about the Mavericks pick earlier in the draft, pick number 9? Because I wasn't too sure about that one. I thought that was kind of a weird pick. What are your thoughts?
So Merez, obviously Dusty May's his head coach, obviously. I think this Merez Johnson pick was a Mike Schmidt's pick, honestly. Even though Dusty May obviously just got hired, they may have let Dusty May pick him, but I feel like Mike Schmidt had a big say-so in this as well. But think about that front line. Cooper Flag at your small forward, Merez at your power, and Derek Lively at your center. Defensively, just look at the landscape of the NBA, you guys. Like, think about these front courts defensively. You got Giannis and Bam. You got Victor and Jaden. We'll see if Jaden can stay healthy. You got that front court up in Toronto with Scotty Barnes, Colin Murray Boyles, and now Allen Graves.
Yep.
Like, what is going on? Like, front courts, physical front courts are relevant in the NBA. But Merez Johnson, I like that pick for Dallas. I think Merez has got that physicality. I think he's ready to play day one. Yeah, he's a beast. The dude's a beast defensively. I think he's gonna be able to guard 1 through 5. Insane length. He's physical. Like, that's a guy you can throw on a Victor. That's physically gonna bother him quite a bit. But man, him and Cooper, like, offensively, Merez is not gonna wow you guys. Yeah. He won't. Okay, like he's going to do the scrappy things. He may get some posters, some putbacks, physically drive the ball out of the pick and roll. He's a good connector out of the pick and roll. And he can stretch out to the 3. Well, he's shown promise to eventually be able to stretch out to the 3 and hit it with regularity. I thought Dallas was going to go guard. So it did throw me off.
Yeah. Oh, here we go. Here we go, PJ. Hold on. Pick 23, the Atlanta Hawks.
With the 23rd pick in the 2026 NBA Draft, the Atlanta Hawks select Zuby Ejiofor from St. John's University.
What are your thoughts about that one? Because I'm not gonna lie, I don't know him.
You don't know who that is?
I don't know him.
No, you guys are good. So Zuby Ejiofor is a power forward out of St. John's. Energizer Bunny. He's just an Energizer Bunny. He's going to come off the bench, give you energy, physicality, toughness. Along that line of that Isaiah Stewart, just a grimy dude to come off your bench, to be honest. That's a good physical guy to have, though. Like, that's a guy that can come and give you some 10 minutes in the playoffs and just get it real mucky and dirty. Again, why is a player like Isaiah Evans still on the board? Like, that's somebody I feel like that could help score, like shooting the ball for teams. Why is Cameron Carr still on the board? Cameron Carr, somebody I think can help.
Breaking news.
Let's
breaking news. The New York is trading the number 24th pick to the Los Angeles Lakers for number 25. So
that's it?
Yeah, just a pick swap.
Why did they swap? I wonder why they swapped. That means the Lakers see their guy still on the board.
Yeah.
And if I look, let me see who's on the big
board.
Who
do you think
left.
It is?
It's got to be one of those guys I named, right? It's got to be Christian Jr., Cameron Carr. That's what I would assume.
If Carr
or Leak, maybe
I was
Leak.
I was pissed if Carr went to Philadelphia, but if Carr goes to New York or LA, like, there's no way he drops to Denver, though. So it's like he's one of these two picks, but that's gonna piss me off because I'm a big Cameron Carr guy. I really am. Remember, I was telling you when we did our episode, I wanted the Celtics to draft Cameron Carr.
Yeah, no, you did. Yeah, I think here, if you're the Lakers, you go Cameron Carr. You go Chris Nack Jr. I think Chris Nack could be really good for the Lakers. He's kind of he's still a little bit of a raw prospect, but has kind of a little bit of what Luka wants in a big man. I think they could go Leak here. They could go Leak if if they're not buying oh boy long term Austin Reeves. But I think most likely they're probably going to go with somebody. Probably Cameron Carr is what I'm thinking.
Oh, don't even tell me that. Oh,
I'm just looking at this board of what players are left. Like, why else would the Lakers trade up?
Yeah,
it's
right.
either Cameron Carr, Chris Nack Jr., or the league. But
it's just so weird how they did like there's no seconds in there. It's just a pick swap straight up, which is
What about what did you guys think about Ibuka Okori going to Detroit?
Let's hear your takeaways on it, because I'm not gonna lie, I didn't have a lot on that one.
Yeah, so Ibuka Okori for me is a 3-level scorer. Relentless, fearless. He has defensive toughness to him. He's a short guy. He's only 6'2", but he got a 6'7" wingspan, a killer in the pick and roll. I had him, he was number 14th player on my big board. Mm-hmm. I think him going to Detroit's about to make some noise. That's probably going to be Cade's backcourt running mate. To tell you guys. Like, I'm that high on Ibuka Okori. Like, I expect Ibuka Okori to be Detroit's, I guess, undersized starting shooting guard. Yeah, he's a scoring dynamo. The kid gets buckets. He's intelligent. He has a very high basketball IQ. He carried that Stanford offense last year, and he tortured North Carolina in their game this last year. He gave them, I think, 37. Gave them like 37. Mm-hmm. And mind you, let me tell you what players on North Carolina. Caleb Wilson was in that game, and Seth Trimble. Seth Trimble, physical, upperclassman guard. Ibuka Okori had both of them throughout the game in a blender. Go back and watch those highlights of that game. Ibuka Okori is lightning in the bottle. He's exactly what Detroit needed. I wanted Detroit really to take LeBaron Filan. That's who I really wanted them to get. But Ibuka Okori's that's not a bad alternative. Let me tell y'all that. That's not a bad alternative at all.
No, without a doubt. Carl, did you want to pick his brain a little bit? See, I'm telling you, PJ, I'm not going to lie. The last 2 hours of our live stream, terrible. Like, we were not, like, your NBA, like, your draft player analysis is perfect. So we thank you for blessing us with your presence in here, because I think we were good up to like Caleb Wilson, and then it was like, oh shit. So no,
you're good. Is there any way you can send me an invite so I can add my live stream to this too?
Your invite as well?
Yeah, because you can live stream on multiple channels. You don't know how to do it.
Try. Let me. I could try because that'd be sick.
Yeah, there should be someone you guys' end that allows me to add. I can add my. I can live stream too.
Yeah. Let me.
Cameron Carr got selected by the Knicks.
No, wait, it's the Lakers.
Oh no, we reversed. The Lakers. The Lakers.
NBA draft. The New York Knicks select Cameron Carr.
No.
So he's one of the Lakers. Sounds right, bro. That's the kind of player the Lakers need.
No.
That's a good pick. That's a good grab by the Lakers.
Oh, man. I wanted him to go to Beantown. So look how close he was, too. 3 picks away.
Should have traded up.
We should have packed Hauser's ass. And
that's crazy.
I would have traded Hauser to the Knicks. Hell yeah.
To the Knicks? Whoa.
I want Carr. All right. I like Carr a lot more than I like Hauser. I'm not going to lie. Damn. All right. I'm going to try. What do you think about that while I try to invite you as a collaborator on this?
Yeah, no, you're good. Cameron Carr is a player. Baylor, about 6'5". Defensively, the kid does a exceptional job and is honestly one of the better players on the draft at recovering out of the pick and roll. There was multiple times throughout the year when I seen him defending the pick and roll where he would have to recover and he ended up blocking from behind. There were other times where just straight up, he's a really good shot contester. Cameron Carr also is good at creating his own shot and can shoot off the dribble and create for himself off the dribble. He's ready to play now as well, I think, coming off the bench. And I think his strengths and I think his weaknesses is defensive communication. At Baylor, their team as a whole was horrible defensively. And you would have think if you look at their personnel, that would be better with him and Tunde Yesufu. But defensive communication, that team was horrible, and his defensive rotations got to be better. Cameron Carr, though, he can play one-on-one. He can get his own basket. He's a good finisher. He's athletic. He's explosive. That's a really good grab by the Lakers. Like I'm surprised he went this low too. I think I had him 16th on my board. I think I have like 16th on my board. So even for him to go at this number, like I'm like, oh wow, okay. Great grab by the Lakers. I think he's going to be able to contribute day one. They're showing his little 30 points at the combine. That's not impressive to me, truth to be told. You go back and watch his real footage at Baylor, and that'll quench your appetite better. Like, I feel like that combine really didn't do him no grace. Like, he got hot from three, bro. He shot 6 for 12 from three. Yep. Come on. Like, he just got hot at the combine in a closed gym with 20 people. You know, like, that's not – but he can shoot, though. Don't get it twisted. The kid can shoot. Because I think he had what do you have, 25 or 27 at Allen Fieldhouse against Kansas? Like, he's legit. Cameron Carr is legit. Great grab by the Lakers. I think he'll be able to contribute day one for the Lakers. What you guys thinking about him?
I'm pissed. And by the way, I'm sending you the invite after the live's over, because it won't let me right now while it's on. But I'm pissed. I'm not gonna lie. Like this is a guy, and I'm pissed because I wanted the Celtics to go after him. As we welcome in David, as well as I'm pissed, David. I'm pissed. I can't believe Cameron Carr just went to the Lakers.
They should have set it up like you said.
They should have. PJ, want to defend? Is there a good option though that you think Celtics are going after though with the 27th pick?
So the Lakers right now, the Knicks are going to try. They potentially might move their pick again. They may not stay at 25.
Oh, that's what you're hearing?
Yeah, that's what Shams just said. He said that the Knicks right now are still trying to move out of this spot too.
All right. When the Celtics pick though, don't say it, and then we'll have it play up here.
No, I got you, bro. Don't worry, I got you.
All right. I'm pissed. I can't believe. Yeah, Knicks received cash considerations from the Lakers for number 24 in Cameron Carr. New York Knicks, yeah. So it was cash for Cameron Carr and moving up. So I wonder who do you think the Knicks have an eye on then if they're trying to keep trading down?
I think it could be financial reasons why they keep trying to move down. You know, if they can keep moving back and save a little bit of coin on a salary, why not? That's what I'm assuming is why they keep moving back. I don't think there's one specific guy that they're like, oh, we want him. Or maybe there is. Maybe there's a guy that they thought was going in the late first and realized like, oh, yeah, our guy's going all the way to the second. Like we're straight.
Yeah. So it looks like this pick's going to be the Knicks, though. It looks like this should be the Knicks pick, though. I know, David, I was just saying how my hoop knowledge sucks and how the live was just about us talking about the NBA until PJ Hoops joined. So we appreciate you, PJ, because my college ball knowledge non-existent. So I gotta say, but we're here now, and we're the pick is in. So I'm still not seeing anything from Shams. So this pick will go to the Knicks then, correct? Because I haven't seen.
Yeah, that's what it's looking like right now. It doesn't seem that they've traded this pick yet.
Yeah. How are you feeling, David, about the draft as a whole?
I mean, I've been having it on as background noise. I've just been grinding out some schoolwork, but we've had some interesting trades so far. I saw the Grizzlies picked up 5 second-round picks, moving back 5 spots in the first round. We just had this trade with the Lakers and Knicks. I don't know. Yeah, I'm just excited to see who the Celtics pick. I'm right there with you, Griffin, in terms of college basketball hoops knowledge. As I've said plenty of times, probably like 6 or 7 times on this program, I've said that. So, we're 2 picks away. My guy I mentioned yesterday on the show, Malik Thomas, that name was ringing a bell. That guy's still available. We'll see.
What do you think about that, PJ?
Yeah, I think Leak for me is somebody that specifically for Boston for sure feels a need. Like I told you guys, I think you guys need another shot creator and shot maker at the guard position. And if Leak is the guy, I think that's a potential steal for you guys because Leak is somebody that I've talked very glowingly about this whole year. I think also he's a player that didn't get much love and light because of who his backcourt mate was and Darius Acuff Jr. So, and Leak also had a huge game, Darius didn't play against Missouri at Missouri. I think he had a 30 ball and straight up carried Arkansas in that game.
Oh, sorry.
First, we have trades to announce. As part of deals to be finalized later, the Oklahoma City Thunder are acquiring the draft rights to Bennett Sturts, the 16th pick. The Detroit Pistons are acquiring the draft rights to Ibuka Okori, the 17th pick. And the Memphis Grizzlies are acquiring the draft rights to Kareem Lopez, the 21st pick. And with the 25th pick in the 2026 NBA draft, the Los Angeles Lakers select Sergio De La Reyes from Valladolid, Spain, and the Valencia Basketball Club.
What are your thoughts about that one?
Yeah, Sergio De La Reyes from Spain. He's somebody because he's going to the Knicks. So somewhat a little bit of a project, I think. But also I'm interested to see if he actually ends up coming over to the States right away. He's a player that can shoot. He's a bigger guard. I think he's like 6'5", 6'6". Can, like I said, shoot, can shot create a little bit. But I think he's more of a little bit of a project. So I'm surprised if you're the Knicks, why don't you get a player like Malik Thomas at this point? Like, why don't you beef up your front court? Because Mitchell Robinson's out of there. Why don't you draft Chris Sinak Jr. or a more physical big, maybe like a Henry Vasar? Like, why don't you go there? Like I'm telling you guys, like I don't know what some of these teams are doing. I genuinely don't. And maybe, look, they're not paying me, right? Like I'm not no millionaire, so maybe I'm wrong. Maybe everything I'm seeing is just like, Philip, you're just wrong. But some of these players, I'm like, why are they still? Joshua Jefferson is a player that I think could help a team right away. And that's a player I told you I think would be good in Boston too, was Joshua Jefferson. Yeah. So I'm just like confused why some of these guys are still on the board. It's genuinely throwing me off. Like, why are you drafting Sergio De La Reyes? Like, why are you drafting him right now? Like, I don't know. Like I said, I think he's somewhat of a project. Defensively, has no defense to save his life. But we'll see. We'll see if he can cut himself out of rotation. It's going to be interesting to see what happens here with Denver next. Because, I mean, I think Denver is a team that they could use some help. So it's going to be interesting to see where they go with that. Do you guys have any opinions on Sergio?
PJ, I have to say, the fact that you know this Sergio guy is impressive to me alone. So everyone go subscribe to PJ Hoops. He has elite ball knowledge. Because I'm not gonna lie, I couldn't have gave a description like you just did about him.
He shot almost 40% from three this last year. I think he shoots like 84% for the free throw line too, but he'll be able to shoot for the Knicks, you know. I just don't know. Again, I don't know if this is a kid that's gonna come over right away and play, and that's what I'm curious about. But man, there's still value on this board. I'm going to tell you guys right now, as Boston Celtics fans, you guys should be happy. There is true value on this board. I think if you guys can grab any of these guys I'm about to name, you guys should be happy. Chris Sinak Jr. is somewhat of a project, but instantly day one, I think we'll be able to bring energy and effort to you guys, and he has some stretch ability. Isaiah Evans from Duke, 3-and-D player. Koa Pete is somewhat of a project. I don't like him in Boston. Malik Thomas, another player I think can contribute for you guys day one. Joshua Jefferson's a Swiss Army knife, can come off the bench, give you a little bit of everything. If you guys are interested in a guy that potentially has some Jonathan Isaac feel to him, Baba Miller from Cincinnati, that's that type of guy. And then my boy Richie Saunders is still on the board. Somebody I told you I wouldn't mind seeing in Boston. 6'5", shooting guard, tough guy. Like he's an equivalent to like Phoenix's Colin Gillespie, to give you guys just like an idea a little bit. Like he's a physical guy. He's more physical and a little bit bigger than Colin Gillespie, but the offensive IQ, right? Like a guy that can come in and play day one. That's Richie Saunders.
I'll be right back. I'm gonna do a quick bathroom break while you're talking with the boys. I'll be right back. If I miss this pick, will you turn on your volume so everyone could hear it?
Yeah, I got you.
All right, I appreciate it. I'll be right back.
Yep. I got you. Let me see.
Yeah, I know some Celtics reporters were floating around Sergio as a guy that the Celtics were looking at. Again, I don't know next to nothing about these prospects, maybe like 3 or 5 of them, but I did see Sergio floated around a few days ago as someone that the Celtics maybe could be interested in. The reason why I keep mentioning Malik is just because I know it's confirmed the Celtics brought him in for a workout. He was like one of the few that I know was reported on. So I don't know if there's something there, but that's why I keep beating that bush.
Yeah. So he's kind of, I'll give you a player NBA comp that like just gives you guys kind of like an idea of who Leak is. He's less bouncy, but like a Malik Monk. That's what you're going to get. A guy that's going to be able to get you a bucket, man. But he's better defensively. He's much better defensively. Quick feet, quick hands. You guys will like Leak. If he falls to Boston, you guys will like Leak. I can guarantee that. You guys will be pleased with Leak for sure. I just like some of these picks, I'm just OKC. I thought OKC did a good job thus far, grabbing a Diamara, basically saying, Wimby, we see you. I thought that was a good grab. A Diamara, him guarding Wimby on the perimeter, I don't know. I don't know about that one. We'll see how that goes. That may go okay. But just the sheer fact of like, yeah, we got an answer for you. We got somebody at 7'4". And now Chet can play his real position, which is a power forward. Chet's not a center. But they do have another guy that didn't play last year that he was one of my sleepers coming out of the draft, and Thomas Soiber. He's yet to suit up for OKC, and I think NBA fans will learn who Thomas Soiber is. If not this year, next year, you guys will learn who he is. But he's somebody I was high on coming out. Yeah. That's their future starting center. And also them drafting a Diamara told me that Isaiah Hartenstein time, he's on the clock. So that's kind of where I'm kind of at with OKC. But, man, I still can't get over what San Antonio did. Still can't get over that.
But you're happy about that one, though.
I'm just happy because I think San Antonio is going to be able to – if Jaden's healthy, we're going to watch the San Antonio Spurs.
Wait, breaking news. Denver is trading number 26 pick to the San Antonio Spurs for number 35 and 2 future second-round picks. The Spurs – oh, shit. Hold on. This is going to be big. I'm not saying who it is. I'll let you guys wait. But holy shit. So this pick is going to the Spurs, and here we go. Holy shit.
With the 26th pick in the 2026 NBA draft, the Denver Nuggets select Terrace Reed Jr.
Wow. Wow. That was alleged that the Celtics could go after him too. Like there was a lot of rumors. But Terrace Reed is headed to the Spurs. What are your thoughts on that, PJ?
Physicality, man. I was talking on my other live stream. If you guys really just sit back and I'll challenge all you guys, sit back and think about the front courts in the NBA now. Like, just think about the landscape. Like, in Toronto, you got Scotty Barnes, Colin Murray-Boyles. They just drafted Allen Graves, right? So you got that in Toronto. We already know what they got down in South Beach now with Bam and Giannis. San Antonio got Victor, They just beefed up their front court. Now they got Terrace Reed, which we'll see. I think more so they drafted Reed basically as an insurance policy for Jaden because of his knees. That's why I think they did that. But just look at the NBA landscape in the front court alone. Like, it's becoming a big man league again in a way, if you don't have a physical front court, you're going to struggle in the playoffs. You just are. And this pick shows me that the Spurs realize we got to get bigger back there. Let's get some more bricks in that truck, So would I have went Terrace Reed? Probably not. I probably wouldn't if I was the Spurs, but that's why they don't pay me. So but Terrace Reed's a physical guy, right? Like a physical imposing guy at the NBA level. I mean, they'll probably throw him the ball if he has a 6'5" guy all switched out on him. But I don't expect again, I think he's more so insurance policy for Jaden is what I'm thinking with them.
Yeah. Now, so you already listed a bunch of guys. Who's your final pick that you think the Celtics are going to pick right here? And I'm ready, you guys. 3 minutes till the Celtics pick. I'm ready for this, you guys. We've been waiting. The moment us at s.nation.rise have been waiting for all night.
Well, I mean, before we get there, I got to ask you guys, how are you guys feeling about this whole Jaylen Brown stuff?
Ooh. That's a tough. What are your thoughts on that? Because we go into a tangent about that, and I think
so I think Jaylen Brown I think he's kind of up to here feeling the disrespect from that organization. I think this last year, what he put on the line for you guys, because he didn't have to play all those games. He could have faked an injury and been like, we can just tank. He could have been that kind of player, just like some guys up in Indiana did. But he didn't do that. And for him to go out and do what he did, and then for him to be floated in a trade conversation, even though it is for Giannis Antetokounmpo, it's the mere fact that happened. I think he's like, basically, F y'all. You know what I'm saying? Get me out of here. Send me to the ATL. Send me home. So if I'm Boston, I don't trade him because I just don't think the Jaylen Brown's growing trees. And I don't think you guys win an NBA title again if you trade him, because I don't know. Truth be told, if you don't get another top 10 player back, you guys are in trouble for years to come. Yeah. I'm keeping it a bean. You don't trade Jaylen Brown. I just don't think you do that. Will they do it? We'll see what happens. Like I said, I've heard there was some rumblings about it, but I don't think they're going to trade him. I think Brad Stevens is smart enough to understand not to trade him. But at this pick, if I'm Boston, I go Leak. You need offense coming off that bench. I would go Leak at this point right here.
No, we'll get into it after. Carl has some strong opinion because David and Carl, they both play devil's
The pick is in, by the way. Sorry, the pick is in if we want to prep for that.
Yep, the pick is in. We'll talk about that after, but the pick is in. Whew, you guys. All right. I am so nervous for this. This is big. This is big. My palms are sweaty. Our necks. This might be
knees weak, arms are heavy.
This might be a guy who plays in Maine, so we might be talking to whoever they pick right here. But want to lock in a final answer? But the pick. You want to lock in one more?
Yeah, like I said, I think you should go Leak here. I think Malik Thomas makes a lot of sense here. Just from a scoring perspective, a shot creating perspective. Defensively, he's going to give you that effort day one. Some of these other guys, like Isaiah Evans, will be good for you guys' system because he's just a 3-and-D player. But I feel like you guys really need another guy to create off the dribble and boogie with the ball, So I would go Leak here if I'm Boston. Chris Nack Jr. is not a bad option at all. I think Chris Nack Jr. I didn't have him go. I didn't have him going this slow. So.
With the 27th pick in the 2026 NBA Draft, the Boston Celtics select Chris Nack Jr. from the University of Houston.
Cool.
Interesting.
Cool. How are we feeling, PJ?
I'm gonna let you guys roll. You guys tell me how y'all feeling.
I'm hype about this one. I'm not gonna lie. I'm gonna keep it a buck. I don't know a whole ton about him, but like you could see, and you've put in a thing about him, right? All right, PJ, you take it away. I'm too shocked to go into it.
No, you're good. Do any of the rest of you guys have anything to say about him? Do you guys?
Just shocked we're going after another wing. Like I thought our two positional needs were guard and center. So I mean, nothing. Brad Stevens loves his wings, and that's coming true here again. That's my only takeaway.
I think the one thing that comes to mind when we look at Chris is his rebounding. I think we've been moving in the right direction in terms of rebounding, especially defensively, because we've been lacking on that the past couple of years. But past 2 seasons, those issues seem to have patched up, especially with Keita, progressing as a better rebounding center. And I think, he averaged Chris Sinak Jr. 10 and 8 last season, and a lot of these games here in college having double doubles with those rebounds. So I think you're looking at a really good rebounder here. I don't know so much about the scoring side of things for him, and I don't know that well how he fits into the system. But I do like the fact that he knows how to rebound the damn ball, which I like.
Yeah, and Chris Sinak's actually a power forward / center. I know.
Yeah, he's not a wing. David.
Yeah, he's a center. Chris Sinak for me. So I'm gonna tell you guys about him coming out of high school first before we talk about at Houston. So out of high school, Chris Sinak's problem was his effort and energy. That was a big problem. Well, he ends up at Houston with Calvin Sampson, somebody that don't play games. I mean, this is a 1970s type head coach. You know what I'm saying? Like bear crawl, full court for an hour at practice. Like he's that kind of coach. So he really instilled that hard work. Like you're going to work here. You're going to give the energy. You're going to give the effort. You're going to give the motor here to Chris Sinak Jr. Chris Sinak, now let's talk about him as a prospect going to Boston. Chris Sinak is a solid defender on the perimeter and guarding the pick and roll. I personally love his shooting touch. I like the form on his jump shot. I like the way he shoots the ball. Right now, unfortunately, at Houston, his jump shot was not falling with any regularity, unfortunately. But if you guys go back and watch his shooting touch, he shoots the ball with confidence, and I feel pretty confident saying that you guys would like his shooting touch as well. In high school, I think he shot, what did he shoot from the free throw line? I think 80. I think in the mid 80s from the free throw line, but in college it just dipped down to in the 60s. So it was really weird. I don't know if it was the physicality of college, if it was him adjusting to not being the main guy in college, because in college they really didn't run many sets for him and many plays for him. But he has a very solid shooting touch. I think right now at this point going into Boston is being consistent with that motor, which honestly don't think that's going to be a problem because we know who Joe Mazzulla is as a coach, and he don't play about effort and energy, so I don't think that's going to be a problem for him. I like him for you guys. He's 6'11", 7'5" wingspan. I think he'll be able to – I think he's solid. I think he's somebody that I can see for sure coming off you guys' bench for you guys. And who knows, maybe starting for you guys, depending how he looks in training camp.
Sorry, I was just making a post really quick about it. That's why I was all flustered. And but I heard you guys in the background too, and then I'll pass it over to Carl to hear his takes as well. But I love this. And I didn't mean to cut you off, PJ, by the way. But I love this move for the Celtics. I think this helps a lot. And, again, you mentioned it. He come off the bench or even start. This gives great depth to add on with Neemias Queta and Luka Garza as well. And I still believe and I trust he's on the back that we're still going to develop Amari Williams as well. I don't think this excludes him as well, but this gives an option to have, develop Amari a little bit more as well. And, I love this pick though. I love this pick. How old is he by do you know how old he is?
19.
I believe.
19.
Oh yeah.
All right. That's awesome. So you're getting a young player. I know Celtics fans want a win now player, like a center, but this is a guy where I look at it, we got to get younger in a sense too. I know Andrew thinks very strongly at, like screw getting younger, like we need talent right now, which I agree with. But at the same time, the teams that are dominating too, OKC, the Spurs, all those teams, they're young teams. You know, bringing in a young player like this just keeps your legs fresher, you know, and I like that. And that's why I like this over Terrace Reed, because Terrace Reed is a slower player, can't play at the same speed as a guy like him. But I like this move. What are your thoughts though, Carl? And then we'll pass it. We'll keep going around about it.
Yeah, definitely. I'll give my thoughts and then I will be departing here. Yeah, picking up a Chris Jr. Not too familiar with his game, but after hearing, you know, what PJ had to say and what you guys had to say, you know, I'm looking to see, you know, how well he acclimates himself within the Boston Celtics. You know, just getting another big is one of our main priorities at the moment, and I feel like that does definitely help us out in that department. You know, now it's just a matter of, you know, can he really be, you know, at his best defensively? Can he be at his best in rebounding? And of course, that energy, something that PJ, you know, really stressed about is like, hey, you know, when you came to Houston, you know, your coach made it a point to like really put it into you that you needed to play your absolute, not even play your absolute best, but to just show the effort that you need to show, you know, whilst you're on that court. And I think that is very important. And I would hope that that translates over, especially with, you know, us having Joe Mazzulla. Yeah, definitely should help him out and help the team out as he continues to develop with us. And I'm just very excited to see how well he plays with us and how, you know, he develops with us. And, you know, where does he go ahead and fit alongside the likes of Queta, Garza, and any other big that may be a part of the team? Well, we got another big in. Hello?
Joshua Jefferson. My bad. Sorry. I missed it. But Joshua Jefferson.
Oh, you're good. I was looking at the same thing too, just processing what I was watching.
But go ahead, Carl. Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off. I was trying to play that, but I was on mute.
No, you're good. You're good. Wait, where did Joshua?
I think he's going to the Nets, correct?
Okay.
It's the Nets,
Yes.
yeah.
Yes.
And I think this is a good pick for them.
And he was in the crowd. He wasn't
I
even.
think this is a solid pick for them.
Yeah.
Well, then. Yeah. Oh, I'm sorry.
No, finish your take though, Carl, before you head out.
Gotcha. Yeah, pretty much, you know, just that I'm just looking forward to seeing, you know, what he does, you know, with us. And I would hope that, you know, his game translates very well with us and it eventually gets us back in a position where we want to, and that is going after another NBA championship.
I love it, Carl. Well, thank you again, Carl, for joining us tonight. And we appreciate you as always. And everyone, go follow the Cage Express on TikTok. We love you, Carl. We'll see you later. All right.
See you, Carl.
Yeah. If you guys, yeah, but I guess we go back after that. But what are our thoughts on Joshua Jefferson really quick and him getting picked? And this is going to the Brooklyn Nets, I believe.
Yeah, it is the Nets, and I think it's a good acquisition for them. I think on a team that's so guard heavy, I think it's just a breath of fresh air seeing them select a big, and a big that's as good as Jefferson. I think he had a really good season at ISU, was one of the leaders of that team along with Tamin Lipsey, if I'm not mistaken. I think that's the other guy on that team. I think he's going to flourish on this Nets team. I think that's a really good choice for him. And again, a team that doesn't have that much going for bigs. So depending on how he does in training, you could see him starting in the next season as well. And also in a team that doesn't really have anybody right now. Well, they do have, don't get me wrong, MPJ and Randall, but no one really commanding that offense that much. So it's going to be interesting to see how he fits into this team with those other two stars like MPJ and Randall.
Yeah. And David, no, go ahead, PJ, and then you can talk about him, and then we'll go back into the Celtics pick for a few more minutes.
Oh no, David, go ahead. That's all you. Go ahead.
So yeah, I'll give this take on the player the Celtics picked, and then I do have to go as well. But I mean, I'm looking forward to it. Like, it seems like this is going to be a project, but we now have another player right alongside Ugo that I hope can be someone that the Celtics can look forward to in the future and potentially the post-Jays era into 2030s. I mean, this kid's only 19 years old. Yeah, I mean, that changes my opinion on it definitely a lot more with him being more of like a hybrid between the 4 and the 5, being 6'11". He averaged 2.4 3-point attempts a game. I mean, that's all I need out of my 4 or 5 man guy. I mean, at least just a respectable amount of attempts from deep, just so you have to guard him out there with the potential to stretch the floor. Double-double, almost double-double average, almost 10 points per game average, almost 8 rebounds per game average. I mean, I'll take that. And solid efficiency from the field, 48.5% in 37 games last season for Houston. Yeah, I mean, I'm just looking forward to it. I don't know, this is going to be a lot like with Ugo, where these young, raw prospects, we're not going to really know if we hit on them or not until probably 2-3 years from now. But if all goes well, we have a wing that we can look forward to in the future in Ugo, and we have a big man that we can look forward to in the future in Chris. So happy about that. And yeah, it seems like everyone online is pretty happy about this pick all around. So can't wait to start watching YouTube videos on this guy.
I agree. And we'll exit you out really quick, David, but thank you again so much. Down to 3 now, but we have some more breaking news. The Cavs are trading the number 29 pick to Sacramento for number 34 and a future second round pick. And the Kings are interested. Oh, I'm not gonna say it. I'm not gonna say it. No one read it. But this is gonna be an interesting one. But what are your thoughts on Joshua Jefferson?
Yeah, Joshua Jefferson, he's a Swiss Army knife, can do a little bit of everything off somebody's bench. He's ready to play day one. He's ready to play day one for sure. At Iowa State, he was their best player. Unfortunately, he got hurt going into the NCAA tournament. I think the Iowa State team goes farther if he doesn't get hurt. So he'll be a solid role player. He'll be a solid role player at the NBA level. I think Brooklyn did a good job at drafting Miguel Brown Jr. earlier. So I'm excited to watch him in Brooklyn. I think that's going to be electric watching him. So it's interesting to see what Brooklyn does, because I felt like last year, towards the end of the year, Nolan Triotti kind of came on a little strong. I felt like Jaeger got a little bit more comfortable as well. So I'm kind of interested to see what Brooklyn does over these next 2 seasons with this roster, because they got a lot of guys who need the ball in their hands. So what does that look like? Maybe it's Brooklyn just like, man, we just going to, this is a guard-driven league. Let us draft some guards and let's see who really wants to be our guard. Maybe it's that type of environment that they're developing in Brooklyn. But I like this, and they always can trade. Michael Porter Jr. can always get traded. If I remember correctly, I think he only has 1 year left on his deal, so they can always flip him for something. So look out for that. I don't know if it'll happen this offseason, but just look out for that, I would say. Whose pick did you say this was? This is going to Sacramento?
You're on mute, Griff.
The draft right to
Oh my gosh, not again. That would have been bad.
And with the 29th pick in the 2000,
It is going to Sacramento, PJ.
Oh, okay. So Alex Caravan.
Alex Caravan from the University of Connecticut.
Yeah.
Sacramento.
The Caravan. I was a big Alex Caravan.
That's not bad.
What are your thoughts on this one?
That's not bad at all, yeah.
Yeah, he's ready to play day one. He's a shooter, high basketball
I think he is
IQ,
too.
going to be competitive. Yeah, like I said, good
He's also
character.
on a team right now that's... Go ahead, sorry.
No, you're all good. I feel like Caravan is one of those guys that I think will just be a good locker room guy. At the end of the day, like, if he doesn't ever develop to being like a prominent role player, like, I just think he's going to be a really good locker room guy. think he's gonna be a really good practice guy at worst. In Sacramento, I expect him to get some run because I believe, don't quote me on this, but I believe Sacramento is going to waive DeMar DeRozan and stretch his contract, and he's going to go sign with the Clippers. So, yeah, I think Caravan, I think that's a good pick for them. That's a good snap. I think it's kind of weird they didn't think they can get him in the second round, but to each is their own, right?
Yep. Well, this is going to be the last pick in the NBA draft too from the Dallas Mavericks. Who do you have this being, PJ?
They better go Leak. They better go Malik right here. Dallas needs some more scoring on that perimeter. Really, since I don't know how much longer Clay is going to be there.
Yeah, I agree. He's old, and like that's a guy you can't rely on anymore. You know, like that's the thing. Clay, and I know he's had some good moments in Dallas, but you need someone fresh. That's why I was saying earlier to Daniel and Carl as well.
Yeah, I like I said, they took Merez earlier. I think now you got to get some true young offensive firepower. Really, since you're not going to have any more, probably no more of your own lottery picks or a lottery pick. Probably again another chance until close to the 2030s, because all their picks are owed to other teams over the next, I think, 4 years. I think they don't get another their own where they control it until I think 2030 or 2029. So they got to hit. I mean. Yeah. I expect them to go Leak here. I really do. And if they don't go Leak here, I'm not going to lie to you. When I do my post-draft episode, I'm probably going to be ranting about a lot of these teams, to be honest. So they better go Leak here. If they go Leak here, Dallas will be one of my teams that won the draft. I'll tell you guys that right now.
You think so? Even with that? That's fair.
Yeah, because I think Merez is ready now. That's why they grabbed him at 9, because so many teams – were clamoring to grab Merez. So I was just surprised they didn't go guard, but they got a chance to still go guard here. So we're going to see who they end up taking here.
Yep. All right, here we go. Last pick. Here we go. Last pick in the draft, guys.
With the 30th pick in the 2026 NBA draft, the Dallas Mavericks select Koa Pete from the University of Arizona.
I didn't hear that crowd did not erupt at all.
The second round of the draft will begin tomorrow night at 8 p.m. on ESPN.
What are your thoughts? Wow. PJ, you look shook.
That's weird.
Koa Pete.
That's a weird pick.
Koa Pete, honestly, is... He's polarizing a little bit. Koa Pete, to me, is somewhat of a project. I mocked him as a poor man's Rui Hachimura, is what I mocked him as. I'm just surprised Dallas didn't grab Leak. I'm just surprised Leak is still on the board. Who else? Isaiah Evans is still on the board. There's quite a few guys still on this board, I think. Let me look real quick. I'm just surprised they went Koa Pete there. I don't see where Koa Pete fits in with what they're trying to do there. But let me see. So
Boopy Miller's another name that I thought was gonna go early, but he didn't go with Boopy Miller. Is still another one that's also on the board.
Boopy Miller. Baba? Or is it?
Yeah.
Or is it?
Wait, no, that's not who it is. No,
it's Boopy.
Maybe he's not put on the draft then. I don't know. Boopy Miller. Yeah.
I'm thinking when you say Boopy, I'm thinking about the dude from SMU, the guard.
Yeah, that's who it is.
Oh, I don't even. Let me see if he's in. Is he even in this draft?
He was supposed to be. He just finished his senior year. I think he declared.
Let me see. Bro, he's not even on here as a prospect. Yeah, no, he's not on here. Wow. I thought you were talking about Baba Miller for a second. Yeah, no, he's not even on here. But there's still value on this board.
I know Baba.
I'll tell you that.
I thought BP was going to be there.
In that second round, there's value.
Yeah, there definitely is.
Richie Saunders, Baba Miller, Malik Thomas, Isaiah Evans. That's value. Braden Smith of Purdue, that scrappy guard. He might play his way onto an NBA like actual like team. You get what I'm saying? Like he's one of those dudes. He might be on a two-way, but he might tear up the G League and end up getting called up to a team. Trevin Brazil, he's still here. Dylan Mitchell, scrappy guys. These are scrappy guys right here. Jacoby Gillespie. I mean, I don't like Jacoby Gillespie.
I personally think the second rounds are going to be more interesting than the first.
I mean, I feel like there's still a little bit of value in the second round. I would say at least 5 to 6 guys in the second round that I can see at least making an NBA roster.
Yeah.
I would say 1, 2, 3, 4. I would say at least 4 guys I can see being a part of an NBA rotation. I would say at least 4. I don't know, man. This draft was some of these spots where some of these players went just
shocked you.
I was just like, I mean, what was the first one where I was like, what?
Yeah, what were your biggest surprises, PJ?
Steinbach to the Hornets at 14. That Loki shook me a little bit. But then I thought about it.
Like way later.
Well, Steinbach, I had him 12th on my board. But it just threw me off because I'm like, I felt like he needed to go a team.
We have some news. The New York traded number 25 pick to the Dallas Mavericks for number 30 pick, Koa Pete, and 2 second-round picks. And the Knicks traded Pete to the Phoenix Suns for 3 rounds and cash. So the Knicks move out of the first round and pick up 3 seconds and cash.
Yeah, sounds about right. I get it.
And you were saying that earlier.
Yeah, I was saying I felt like they were going to start moving back to preserve money. So Koa Pete is going to Phoenix?
Wait, hold on. Hold on.
I mean, it would make sense. He's from Arizona.
Who does Dallas get out of this? I'm confused about that.
Here, I'm gonna just pull it up for you guys really quick.
Yeah, I can't even look at social media right now because I'm using my phone as a.
Yeah, just one.
Let me see if I can open Twitter on my iPad.
Because I'm confused about this whole thing. I'm just trying to make a graphic about Celtics pick. Let me try to put this in.
Here we go. Here we go. Okay. So the Knicks are trading number 25 pick Sergio De La Rey to the Dallas Mavericks for the 30th pick, which is Koa Pete. So Koa Pete goes to the Knicks. Mavericks will get Sergio De La Rey. And 2 second-round picks will go to the Knicks. And then the Knicks traded Pete to the Phoenix Suns for 3 second-round picks in cash. So that's what happened. So the Mavericks got Sergio De La Rey.
Oh, got you. How do you feel about that?
I mean, he can shoot. And you're going to need shooting around Cooper Flag. You're going to need shooting around him. So I think that's fine. Sergio, I'm trying to think if I covered him last summer in my FIBA episode. I feel like I did cover him in my FIBA episode. But, yeah, I think he could be a role player. You know, got that European style to him. He's going to be a physical guy, try to attack. He's a really good passer. He sucks on defense, though. The dude got to improve defensively. Like, I mean, you're playing in America. You're going to play some crazy athletes, some people with crazy handles. Like, he's got to get better defensively. But I'm interested to see if he actually comes over and plays in America right away or what he's going to do. And then Phoenix received Koa Pete, which makes sense. Koa Pete is Mr. Arizona. He's from Gilbert, Arizona, went to Gilbert High School, went to U of A, and now he gets to play for the Suns. So good for Koa Pete. Good for Koa Pete, man.
Yeah. No, well, PJ, thank you again so much for joining. Maybe we'll do the second round live tomorrow. If PJ would join.
I know I feel bad. Earlier we were on, I was on my live earlier, and I didn't know you guys was kind of drowning over here. I would have just put us all together. I would have just had me and old boy that I was doing it with. I would have just had us all jump on the same one. But yeah, just let me know how tomorrow goes. I wouldn't say I'm free, but I don't have work tomorrow, so I can kind of work around times and stuff tomorrow. So you guys just let me know what y'all thinking, and we could probably hop back on here.
Sounds good. Well, we'll have part 2 tomorrow, and we'll hear all of PJ's takes. But again, that was the NBA draft for you guys, and we hope you enjoyed. Sorry for the lack of ball knowledge, but we appreciate you guys, and we will see you guys tomorrow with the next one. So thank you guys so much for watching. Tune in tomorrow. Peace, you guys.